Oh,
Get to the chopper.
get to the chopper.
Yeah, and then I said to her, "That's why the French don't wash." So it was just
Oh,
like, yeah.
indeed. Napoleon said to Josephine, "I'll be home in 3 days. Don't bathe." This is true. It's in a letter.
So,
Ladies and gentlemen, and everywhere in between, it's time for the Jinja Ninja Art Stream with James Harris.
and a bunch of other nice people who are looking quite nice tonight. They'll probably do a lot better than I am. I was actually debating whether or not I was actually going to do this stream today. I was like going, "Nah, man, you just got to push through.
Yep,
You know,
gotta push through.
persevere."
Produce, do your
But
thing.
I'm sure this Guinness is going to help.
It's good for you.
You know, yeah, open
Gives
up
you
the eyes.
iron.
Exactly.
We used to have there was an old diner in Kenmore Square in Boston. Here used to be the heart of a music scene in the 70s and 80s and early 90s, and there was a legendary all night diner called the Deli House, and they would have a Guinness float. It's just a tall, it's an extra big pint, extra big glass with a pint of Guinness and a scoop of vanilla ice cream, and it was amazing. It was amazing,
Dude. That sounds awesome. It's the ultimate float.
Yeah, apparently it's like an Irish cure-all. Like they would put milk in the Guinness and give it to sick people.
Oh, okay.
It might be an Australian thing, but when you put like an ice cream into a beverage that's carbonated or nitrated like Guinness is, we call those spiders.
Really?
Yeah. So like, because we don't really have root beer over here, so the most common one is Coke and ice cream, and that's just called a spider.
Really?
So if you ask someone for, what drink do you want? So I'll have a spider, vanilla, ice cream with Coke.
No way.
Yeah, we call that a float here.
Float, yeah.
Yeah, see, a float is something that's in a parade over here.
We'll see over there in the States as well. We call those floats as well.
Indeed. How are you doing today? Roger Ryder, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm great. I'm great, Eric. Thank you for asking. So glad to be here.
You sound like you've just finished work. What's going on?
Yeah. I just finished work. Let's see. I did sleep before work, so I'm feeling very refreshed as far as normal Sunday mornings go. So happy to be here with you, gentlemen.
Happy to be here with you.
Watching James work.
Indeed.
Yeah. I'm hoping that I can try. I'm going to try to get a couple of pages done tonight. I'm at the finish line.
Cool. Congratulations.
It's weird because every single page you do, it feels like you got two more, like come up out of nowhere. Like two increase. It's like, what's going on? I thought I just had like a couple more to go, and there's like 5 more. I don't understand what's going on.
So familiar.
Do you know what? I've got that book arrives tomorrow.
Yes.
Well, not that one. No, not that one. The other one. The Understanding Comics.
Understanding Comics with Scott McCloud. This one.
Yeah. So I got it. Is that the one I got?
This is an old edition. This is 20 years old. Yeah. It's
okay. So cover. I got it.
It can't be worth anything. You better send it to me.
So, but again, I always tell you guys, this is like it's virtually impossible to get anything over here, because they just don't have it like they do in stock. But I found one guy, like on a Mercari. It's like a site where people sell their stuff on used, and he had it for like $12.
Great.
But it's got all of his notes in Japanese on it, so he's written all these notes in Japanese on the margins. I thought that would make it even cooler.
That would be annotated by someone who loved this book.
And his little doodles of like naked people and
James, if only you knew someone who spoke Japanese. Oh.
I'll have to look around. We'll see. We'll see what I can do there. Any of you guys speak Japanese there?
No, I just know some words from being an otaku for the majority of my life. But
so like oppai and
etchi
and iku.
Yamero! You know what's coming
Yatta!
next. Yatta! A tentacle in your future girl.
That was one of my introductions to anime back in the day. Urotsukudoji.
Oh god.
What am I getting into here? Oh wow. Oh, tentacles can do that, huh?
Wowzers! That's cultural divide. Man.
Oh man.
That stuff was out there, man.
Yeah, that was an eye opener. Was that in Guyver? Did you guys ever see Guyver?
I tried to get into Guyver. That was tough to. That was a tough nut to crack. I mean, I guess my first anime was Battle of the Planets, which was Gatchaman in the States. We had an edited version of Gatchaman that did not show the complete story, and it had a new animation sequence put in there with Seven Zark 7, the robot companion that looked oddly like R2D2. So and he took care. He was like the Zordon Alpha character in a way, if you want to look at it that way. Seven Zark 7 took care of the team and their secret underwater base with but that was, and then came Yamato.
All right,
Star Blazers. So we got seasons 1 and 2 of Star Blazers, and I watched religiously. It was on every day after school, 3:30.
I always remember watching Voltron. I just watch Voltron all the time, man. I love that show. It was creepy as shit too. Like all the monsters and stuff were like. My mom would always get angry with us. She's like, "That's demonic." Like He-Man and stuff. That's demonic. You're not allowed to watch that. Okay, whatever.
Voltron was pretty violent too.
What
was that? What was that called in Japan? Go Lion.
I have no idea.
Are you familiar? Like the original Go Lion with the 5 lions was a lot more violent, and you saw civilians getting killed all the time, especially with the bad guys.
That's how you know bad guys.
Yeah.
First anime I remember watching was I can't remember if it was the Ninja Boy, Sasuke the Ninja Boy, or the Magic Ninja Boy, depending on what version I was, what channel I was watching it on. It's anime from, I want to say, like the 40s or 50s.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Is it Astro Boy?
What you're talking about. No, but it's like one of those. It's like a weekly cartoon.
Okay.
Yeah. I know.
So it was a Japanese serial, and
it's still on.
Yeah. It was.
Really?
It still gets aired over here. It's done like a 10-minute sort of thing. So in between different programs.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, and then it's still on over here. Like it's not as popular as some of the like Doraemon or Anpanman or something like that, but it's still on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like with Astro Boy and everything, that became like international, and then and then I think there was Speed Racer was that, and then I think the one when I really started to get back into anime was Techno Man.
I've never heard
it.
That.
It was like a droid style sort of thing, like a Gundam sort of style thing, but just before Gundam was around. Back when anime was just 24 episodes for the entire series, start to finish.
Right.
And then went into syndication for the next 40 years, sort of thing. Tekno, Techno Man, yeah.
Huh. If I saw a picture of it, I might recognize it.
Yeah, they have crystals and they transform into robots.
Never heard of this.
Tekkaman Blade, 1992.
Tekkoman or Technoman?
I got Tekkaman. Tekkaman.
Can you tell me some of the main characters' names? They're all named after swords. There's Blade, there's Darkon, there's Saber.
This looks really familiar.
It looks looks like a Gundam inspired kind of thing.
Yeah, I haven't seen this. I've never seen this.
It was early 90s. I can remember that much.
Yeah.
The Space Knights are assisted by Takaya Aiba, who has the ability to transform into an armored warrior known as Tekkaman Blade.
Cute.
Yeah.
That's weird because it was he who was Techno Man, and the character's name was Blade. Yeah.
Was he played by a white guy?
No, but his companion was a fat white Italian guy.
Mario.
Yeah, essentially.
I remember I went to, when I was a little kid, we went to Walmart or Kmart, one of the two, and they had like a bunch of videotapes of cartoons for kids. And hey, what's up there, Mrs. Flu?
Hello,
Thank
Mrs.
you.
Flu.
Drop by.
Cheers.
Yeah, it's still rough here, this sketch, but I'm gonna hopefully get this all filled in and done tonight. This and another one right below it. But there was like that, the bargain bin. So they had like everything, these tapes that weren't selling, and half price or a third of the price or whatever. And yeah, I picked up this one, brought it home, and I watched it a billion times. We only had that one episode. It was Robotech.
Dude.
And it was like, but I've only seen one episode of Robotech. There we go.
Is
Valkyrie, yes.
dude, yeah.
Yeah,
I was going to
It
bring
was
up
so
Robotech.
freaking cool. Yeah, it was so amazing.
One
And I was
series
like,
I could never get into.
Really?
Yeah, for me, like I'm not a like the only thing to do with like droids or big robots punching other things that were big was Technoman and Evangelion.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Original Eva. I still got those. Love those ones, man.
Yeah, I was Evangelion was taken off when I was in college, but I never really got into it. I watched a lot of like Escaflowne.
I love
you guys-
Escaflowne.
Escaflowne
Yeah.
is so good, dude.
It is so
Like,
good, dude. I got the
Mecha
box
and
set with
Knights.
the movie. I mean, I love the Escaflowne movie. It's so weirdly adapted. I mean, it's hard to compress that 26 hours of anime into a 90-minute movie.
I've never
They
seen
took
the movie.
Really, they took
I've never seen the
so
movie.
much liberty with the
Really, they
characters
did.
and the relationships, and
Really?
but it works, and
It
it's its
does?
own thing. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it really is. It's fun. And the animation was sweet.
Oh yeah, the animation. I loved it in the TV, like the TV series.
man,
It was just insane. It was good.
Now I gotta get a Scheherazade to go with my Gundams. Oh gosh, that was
Like people always like Sporking or other people like, could you guys recommend like an anime for us to watch? And I always throw it out there, just watch Escaflowne.
Yeah, because it's
And
for
then-
boys and girls can enjoy that. You can watch the misses. You know what I mean?
always start off with Trigun. If you're gonna watch one, just go straight into Trigun.
Yeah.
It's the most easily accessible one. It's fun, it's funny, and it's also painful at the same time. Just like spilling the lid out of your coffee.
I love Millie and Wolfwood.
Speaking of coffee, what cup are you on there?
This is my first pot of coffee. This is a Ethiopian Guji.
Pots.
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't buy the pots.
I did. For cups, where we're going, we don't need cups.
Okay, so for the rest of the world, how many liters have you drank?
Let's see. Here in the civilized world, we use quarts. I probably drink about a quart of coffee a day. Yeah, a good 64, ounces.
Man, I've completely
Sterling
lost
ounces.
with the conversions, like gallons and stuff. I'm so used to just.
I mean, they still
liters
use
and
yards.
everything
You
now.
can't trust measurements.
Exactly. Damn Yanks.
Let me go convert this. I know I can convert it with a gun to my head because I know it's 300,000 kilometers per second versus 180,000 miles per second. That's the speed of light, and that's a constant. So from there, if you put a gun to my head, I know I could fucking figure out anything, but I don't want to do any math. It hurts my head.
Well, if you put your robots to your head, it's almost like you've got a gun them to your head.
Yes.
Did
you get it?
You bring much into your family.
Oh, hey now.
Oh, good pronunciation. Tom, you live there?
Yeah, I'm live. No, I just listening to all these animes I haven't seen before, but need to see myself. But
Robotech, is interesting. If it's an American property because it bought 3 different unrelated anime and strung them into a 3-generation long story.
Yeah.
And it was an interesting way to present a show, because before that there was something called Jim Terry's Force 5, and so Monday you would have 5 different shows, 5 different serials from Japan, and like we had Getter Robo on Tuesday. It was always fun to see Getter Robo, and Grandizer on Wednesday, Guy King on Fridays, and but this was different. This was like took 3 different shows and suggested that no, these are just different generations, and you never see like the mecha from the previous generations in the future shows. So that was always a little confounding.
Wait, Force 5 was because over here, Force 5 was just one show, but it was
Force
like each season was different.
It was an anthology. So Monday was
it was like
Dangardes.
anthology. Yeah.
Tuesday and
Are
Wednesdays.
you
You had Space
saying they were all individual properties and they just merged them into one for?
Yes, it was called Macross was season 1.
Yeah.
The
Right.
Southern Cross was season 2, and Genesis Climber Most Speedo was season 3, and they were unrelated, and they were just bought by Harmony Gold, and so they can redub and rebrand for the American market.
Because they also the last season they did like a Pinocchio style movie as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I
Yeah,
forgot to put my...
as their last one. So yeah. Oh,
Sorry, I'm just gonna blow myself up there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whoa,
so
Michael
I'm
Jackson.
just trying to capture this action.
Yeah,
here.
don't use that word on today. Just saying it. Yeah.
What
You
would I
enlarged
say?
yourself. Don't say you blew yourself up.
Nice follow through and that punch
Oh.
there. Here you go.
Oh yeah, like
Powerful.
I'm not gonna go really detailed with everything here. Like I wanna keep it loose because
Mhm.
I'm not gonna go really like tight with the sketch here or the actual finished drawing. I want to keep it like very gestural. It's just like the image I got in my head. So we'll see how it turns out.
So is the speech bubble in that first one? Yeah, get fisted or something like that.
Okay. You guys have seen the movie Kung Pao, right?
Enter the
Yes.
Fist. A
Oh
long
my
time
gosh.
ago.
Such a
I
good
shall
one.
call him Betty.
Okay, my friend from high school, he was really into that guy, that comedian, and we'd never heard of him before. The other guys that I went and watched the movie with, but it's like,
What,
okay,
Dana?
guys, we're gonna
You
Go
never
ahead.
heard of Dana Carvey?
what? Oh no, whenever I was, oh geez, when was this? This was back in.
Kung Pao came out in 94? 92? Maybe earlier?
No. God, no. It's
No,
way later.
it was during. It was high school. It was like 1995 or 6.
Kung Pao.
Enter the Fist.
Wasn't it?
No.
Pao? Enter the Fist. Okay, here we go.
Maybe
Oh,
it was.
2002. It was
Yeah.
2002. Wow.
I
Oh
remember-
my gosh.
No
I
shit,
remember
really?
doing stuff with it at film school because we were learning how because we watched the original film that it was based on, and we superimposed himself into those scenes.
Right.
And
Holy
we
cow,
did.
man.
Yeah.
Uses footage from the 1976 Hong Kong martial arts film
Yeah.
Tiger and Crane Fists, also called Savage Killers.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was one of our lessons was superimposing our stuff on old footage. Because initially they were showing stuff on how to do it, like they were using the scenes from Forrest Gump as an example, and then someone said, "Well, what about this film that came out, a few years ago?" And then we watched it. And we went, "That's what we want to do," because most of it didn't even realize that it was actually superimposed.
Right.
In that entire film.
Man, we went. It's one of those movies. I don't think some of the people, our girlfriends, were at that time were expecting what kind of movie that we were getting into. But me and the guy friends, we were just laughing our asses off, and all the girls were just looking at us like we were insane. It's hilarious, though.
Holy shit!
Hilarious.
I always thought that was Steve. Oh my god!
It's not Dana Carvey.
No, I know.
It's,
I looked
Steve
at him,
Odekirk.
It's not.
Yeah, Odekirk. I don't even know how to pronounce his name.
He's no relation to Bob Odenkirk.
No, because it's
different name.
Oded. It's
Right,
Odekirk. Odekirk. You know the weirdest thing about it is I feel like I've already had this conversation with someone this year about it.
Deja vu all over again. Ooh.
No, Vuja Day, because I don't remember the other
Ooh.
time. Yeah.
Indeed. Well, yeah, the whole Coriolis effect underneath the equator and going on down there.
Somebody turned on CERN again.
In the real world.
Somebody turned on CERN again.
Yeah.
We're in the wrong timeline.
I swear, man.
I turn on CERN and what happens? The Queen's dead. I mean, is coincidence? I don't think so.
Oh.
Okay, guys. It wasn't okay. I've never ever seen a tornado in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And the closest thing I've seen to a tornado was a gigantic, well, it was a really, really big funnel cloud.
No, that was Gojira.
But this was right before the whole coup hit, right?
Uh-huh.
It was literally months before, like just a few months before the coup hit. And I look outside and there's this big, huge funnel cloud coming like right towards me. And I'm going, what the hell? It is like, of course I'm
What do you
freaking out because
do?
I've never seen. Exactly. Like, what do I do? nobody's got basements over here. And I've seen tornadoes in Japan
Nobody's
that have
got
caused
basements.
they've caused damage, right? And I was like, okay, what do I do here? And then I just kind of sit there and was just like stuck. And I just watched it as it goes up into the sky, and it literally just like went right back up to the sky, right above me. So I was looking up inside of like a funnel cloud, just watching it spin above my head. And I'm pretty sure at that time I was sucked into an alternate timeline, and that's when the COVID. It's all my fault.
It
The
is.
whole COVID thing. Yeah,
We do blame you.
yeah.
Yes.
I take the blame.
We speak of you nicely, but also there is blame.
I take responsibility.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, like,
I take responsibility for all my
I take
unchecked
responsibility.
sneezes,
yeah,
all
never-
my
I ne-
unwashed handshakes.
I
take
never had
responsibility.
COVID until I met you, and then I find out that you had COVID before, and we were on stream together. Like,
Yeah.
so,
Oh, sorry,
I mean,
sorry.
yeah.
I was the only person from the meetup last year.
Uh-huh.
It's just like
Yeah,
it was
you weren't
insane.
this year, that's for sure.
There was a
God.
bunch of people got it.
Oh, dude, it was like fucking 50, 60 people from Vegas that got it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
someone went there and
Indeed.
they knew that was sick because fucking everyone got it.
It reminds me of the opening of Stephen King's The Stand.
That was
Private
yeah.
Campion flees the base, and then he gives a germ-infected dollar bill as a tip to his waitress, which just carries on and carries on.
Ah, man. I
And
haven't read that book for a
this is
while.
why I say it's very important not to tip people. The businesses should be paying. Like,
Okay, so
that makes sense.
I got a booth at Comic-Con here in Tokyo.
Yes.
But I just got like I haven't talked to some people about this, but I just got like they sent me a PDF of
Mhm.
all of their Corona requirements now.
Okay.
So if you want to do anything in Japan, everybody's masked up to the teeth here still,
Mhm.
like in their cars and everything. It's it's never. I don't know if it's ever going to end,
Mhm.
but so for any kind of venue or like it's on the inside, you have to be masked. It's like
Mhm.
requirement. And then on top of that, you're required to either have proof that you've been vaccinated or you have to have proof that you're negative. You have to have a negative proof. Like
Mhm.
they have tests there that they do that's, like a 3,000 yen, like $30 test or
Mhm.
something like that. But on top of that too, they're like, to stop the spread of Corona, we are going to go to complete digital currency methods.
Okay.
So they're not allowing us to like work with money
That's
unless
interesting.
well, it's all about the, great reset. But
True, but because as a lifelong
bless
chef, I
you.
know this much that
yeah, sorry.
you please tip your traditionally we were encouraged to tip your waitresses or bartenders in cash because they don't
Right.
have to report that.
Right.
They have to report everything that's documented, especially if you have a
Exactly.
paper trail and credit cards. So
Yep.
it's
It's just weird to think about, like, all of your money is going to be, everybody's going to know you're not going to have any kind of unregistered money anymore. Everybody's going to know exactly every single penny that you make from every single transaction, which to me is scary as shit. Like,
Right.
I don't like
need to
that
know
idea at all.
information. I mean,
Yeah.
that doesn't have,
Well, I mean, if they find out how much foot porn that you buy, yeah, it is disturbing.
dude.
Well,
yeah.
everybody's got their. I'm just going to go ahead and come out about that. Go ahead and get it out of the way.
But
So
why is it always German foot porn? I don't get. Like, you can't even tell the race. Like,
It's the hairy toe knuckles.
yeah. I was just going to say it's the hair. It's all about the hair.
Yeah,
Well,
hairy
then you should
armpits,
go
hairy
for
toe
11.
knuckles.
Well, I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
Trixie
Hobbit
little
Hobbit porn.
hobbitses. Yeah.
Alex
We're
Braun's
thinking the same
Hobbit.
thing.
Harfoot. We're not allowed to say Hobbit. Harfoot.
Well, I think Alex Braun has a Hobbit: The Unexpected Foot Fetish adaptation coming out.
Yeah, but they're not hobbits in that. They're whorefoots.
Yeah.
And
Whorefoots.
Okay,
Whorefeet.
I'm gonna tell you what I did. You might have seen it on Twitter, but I blocked Rings of Power. I blocked hashtag Rings of Power. I blocked muted word muted hashtag Rings of Power on Prime. I muted Picard. I muted.
Yeah, just got it out of the.
I muted The Little Mermaid this morning. I muted Ariel. I don't want to hear it. I already know it's going to happen.
Oh yeah,
already
it's
going on.
basically you could tell from a mile away. I mean, if you
Mm.
saw the trailer, you don't see what she looks like until like the very, very end of it. It's like
Mhm.
boom, look, she's
I don't get
black.
why you get someone who's an attractive girl with a very good voice, and then for 3/4 of the film you don't let her talk. I mean, the
Right,
silencing
right.
of black women needs to stop. The ginger side aside, I mean, we're all used to that by now. Like
Ursula
literally,
Ursula's an oppressor.
yeah, like they're getting. I think they're getting Denzel to play Ninja in his biopic. You know,
Ooh.
because he's got a bit of the tinge of the ginge. So like, well,
There you go.
you can't be in your own movie.
Hey,
I would be very honored with that. Harfoots are psycho. I will not bring my Harfoots are psycho. Yeah, they're from the hood. They'll leave your ass behind. You get a splinter in your toe, execute them.
oof.
Order
Yeah,
66.
but you do realize why they're doing
Order
that.
66.
So they it sticks around, and then she can create Hobbiton, and she creates the Shire.
Yeah,
So now
yeah,
she's
right.
responsible for it all.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
With Jeremiah Springfield of the Harfoots.
Yeah.
Jebediah.
Hey, what's up there,
Springfield.
brightest? How's it
Jebediah.
going there, man?
Hello, brightest
It-
day. He's graced us with great pictures from Dragon Con of him and Macklin made its cosplay. They got some really stitch perfect Battlestar Galactica uniforms, and they have a big. It looks like a BSG jamboree down there. It really does. Love
What's
that
a jamboree?
show. A jamboree is kind of like a shindig, but with all the hullabaloo.
Okay, so like a hootenanny. Got it. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Bless you. Bless you.
yeah. I mean, I've been psyched to see their pictures, and then they're doing new Battlestar, and then there was like they had all these pictures of classic Battlestar cosplayers too, and I'm like, oh, that's sick. I like that a lot.
They should get classic Starbuck with new Starbuck sharing a Starbuck. That's what we need.
Yeah, that's what we need.
I'm gonna go ahead and just start inking this, man. I feel
It's
like
time.
if I start, my brain, I'm really trying to focus here, and I can't focus in on things. I'm still trying to wake up.
You shouldn't have invited me on stream then, if that was the case.
Do what I do. I snort
no.
I crush up and snort my kids' Adderall.
No, I'm gonna listen to your guys' pretty voices there and just let the ink flow.
Let the ink must flow, Muad'Dib.
Oh, I'm on book 2 now.
You are? Oh,
Yeah,
congratulations. Yay. I hope you're enjoying your stay here in Arrakis.
No, do you know what though? Okay, so I finished the first book, right?
Yes. Do you have any questions?
Okay, this is what do they call it? Hot take. I actually like where they ended the movie. The first one.
The Dune movie?
Yep.
Yes.
I like where they ended it. I think it's good.
I do, but one reason I don't is because they didn't already have the second part filmed. Which means that when they go back, everything's going to be so weird. They're going to have to do a time jump.
Yeah, that happens naturally in the book anyway.
No, but I know. But what I'm saying is, it's different when they plan for it and everything like that. I just we're not going to get it for another 3 or 4 years.
If you think about it though, it's a 2-year time jump, isn't it, in the book, right?
So about that, yeah.
I think it's about 2 years. And so technically,
we're not getting the film was filmed fucking 3 years ago. We're not going to get the film for another 2 years.
That's true.
So like, yeah.
Do you think that they weren't filming already, or I don't know?
No, they hadn't. No, because they had no confidence in the property, which was a shame.
What? Well, with that director, you would think you would have confidence with, you know?
You know, that's got such a story.
I can't pronounce his name. I'm not even going to try.
Denis Villeneuve.
Denis Villeneuve. Mais oui, d'accord. Ah,
La
bien
toilette
entendu.
ne marche pas.
Oh, sale putain.
Yeah, no, what I said was the toilet's not working. That's the most important thing you need to understand. If you learn any language, you need to say, I want a room with some sort of potato chips or anything, because you get the starch and the energy and it'll help fill you up. So you want a room with chips and the toilet's not working. Those are the two things you need to learn in every language.
Private toilet. Salle de bain privée.
All right, speaking of private toilets, about ready to get messy here. Get messy here. Get the black
Reminds
glove
me
on.
of the black
I
glove.
can't
Here
believe
we
he's doing
go.
Black Hand on screen.
Oh my
Is he Trudeau?
goodness.
OJ would be
See,
proud.
It's gonna be the it's like that Julie Garland clip I saw the other day on Ethan's channel. God, where do they find that shit?
What happened?
Oh, it's just Ethan Van Sciver was playing some ancient Judy Garland, and she's in blackface, and it's just really bad. Wow.
Well, you know, at
Where's the
that
time
time,
though? I
at
mean,
that
yeah.
time though, it was like, yeah, you know.
I mean, I do a daily thing on
Yeah.
the golden age of comics. I can't shy from history.
Yeah.
We're good. Hey, look, this person has a yellow skin tone. This is a Japanese character. It literally was. It was
So,
Tojo.
Dude,
okay, so you're into like old school comics, and I'm assuming, Eric, is that the case?
Kinda. I mean, I'm into comic books, and I have a book on comics history, and I'm going through it. So
Okay.
I'm like learning
Have
more.
we got to the part to the first African American superhero?
they had to do him in gray.
No,
right?
I haven't, and no, I haven't.
Yeah, most people seem to think it's Black Panther. There was actually another character called the Lion that predates him, but because it was from actually I don't even think I can say it. The comic name. I'll type it in the private chat.
I'm writing this down. This is a good show note. I'm gonna look it up for my show. I'm stealing this, Grant. I'm having this on maybe on October.
Sorry, guys. Thanks for stopping by, Heron of Alexandria.
So look in the private comment.
Thank you.
That's what the name of the comics were called. So,
oh well, there's a league named after that.
Yeah, I know, but I mean,
it's just it's better off. You're better off not. Okay, I said this.
It's not my channel, so.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm okay. I'll just be like, I'm okay with that word because it's when you're referring to like whenever people talk about baseball, they will say that word.
Well, I mean, it's also it's also the word for black in multiple language.
Yeah, it's also I'm not like I mean, there's the other word that everybody's all crazy about, but like for that, like that's just what it was. I mean. I don't know. Spraying all over here. Okay. Sorry. All right. What were we talking about?
We were talking about the hard R you were about to drop.
No. No, I was just gonna say I was looking at a whole bunch of collaring techniques, and one of the problems they had for for people for like black people was that they couldn't get the ink. That color of ink.
Mm-hmm.
So they were gray.
Okay.
Yeah. So also like the Hulk as well.
The Hulk is African.
No, not the Hulk.
Confirmed.
No, not the Hulk.
Well, no, he was originally gray in the first issue. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they had to use gray for
gray
black
tones.
for brown. Yeah.
Especially
brown Yeah.
Well, I mean, that was back when comics were only 4 colors.
True.
As well.
True.
So you did shading by just doing hatch lines. So.
Right.
Yes, I wouldn't put this on my station either. I just looked at Grant's Grant dropped in this chat there. Like that's a bit but that's the things we come across. Me personally, like by going into the golden age every day, I have my own show and I have my own standards, and I'm gonna be, I'm gonna put my finger over this image, and I don't care what you think because this is my show. And
true.
I think like I'm not comfortable going there because I mean I set a table for anyone to show up, and there's always an unintentional risk of being offended, especially when talking to this individual. But I
would have to say that's one of the things about living in America that you really, really, really have to be on eggshells when you're talking about so many different subjects.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
because it's just so easy to really
offend someone.
people.
Dude,
But
it's
I don't
literally
have that problem in Japan. You never have that problem over here.
Right.
Like it's like it's a comfort, something that's very comfortable for me, just be able to be over here and not have to worry like on a daily basis of somebody getting like, oh, how dare you say that? Like it's
Well,
just
I mean,
doesn't
yeah,
happen.
even basic things like just a courtesy or anything like.
Yeah.
I got McDonald's today. We call it Macca, so I got Macca's
Right.
today, and when
I did too.
when the girl gave me the thing, she went, "Oh, sorry for the wait," and I went, "That's all right. I like fat chicks," and apparently that's now offensive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, some people, I tell you.
One of the funniest things I ever heard from was one of my cousins who's a round individual, and she's we drink and we tell dirty jokes, and she's like, there's nothing in the world like making love to a fat woman. It's like fucking a cloud. I'm like, that's fucking great. I mean, I love that. That's
You can
great.
take the
Because when they say that, I'm just like, what? It's really wet. Like that's what instantly I go like, this clouds are wet.
But going back to what James was saying for a second, I mean, I was
Yeah.
talking
No,
kind of
more
like
about your fat cousin. Come on.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want
well,
to hear more about
she's-
this wet cloud.
Yes.
No, he didn't say, hey,
She's
just
more of
because
a
he's Irish doesn't mean
thunderstorm.
that the cousin was white. There's dark clouds as well. Come on.
There's a spectrum. There's a spectrum of clouds. Yeah. But I was talking a little bit with Polly of Latino Slant,
Yeah.
kind of on a Twitter. I had made a video about Namor and about the movie adaptation and the hullabaloo behind it, and he was like, "Yes, you nailed it," and I'm like, "Thank you for watching, first of all, and then thank you for quoting me." It was like, I feel like we're Jesus and we're giving the Romans the nails at this point when it comes to chiming in about our disappointments.
I get what you're saying, but if you don't say anything, then it's free reign for them to do it anyway, and then
It's going to be free reign for them to do it anyway.
Yeah,
They're gonna,
it amps it up. The fact is, if there was no back or anything from people about what was going on with Lord of the Rings, with it, then I mean, they're still trying to say that it's the most viewed show that's ever existed. You know,
Right.
if you have an issue with something, you've got to be willing and able to offend by putting it. That's the whole point of discourse. I mean, fundamentally, talking to someone, every time you open your mouth, there's a good chance that you're going to offend them over something. How you deal with your ability to offend someone and how they deal with feeling the offense determines how the thing goes. Offense isn't just a one-way street. That's the problem that people think.
Right.
And so you've got to be able to do that, because from some of the weirdest places come some of the best conversations and the best ideas and the best pushback. So, like, I mean, because I know police like, oh, it doesn't matter with this, doesn't matter with that. I'm like, well, then next time someone says the word Latinx, don't say anything. You can't, because it's stupid, and there is a thing to that you don't like. You have to be willing to do it. If you're going to be willing to do it for one thing, that you do it. Don't tell other people that they shouldn't be doing it for the other. That's the way I view it.
Indeed.
Yeah, I just think it's every single day there's like a new term coming up, or there's something that it's offensive now, you can't say anymore, and then there's a new term that you have to use because the old one, but it's just like on a daily basis. It's like, it's just, oh, of course, man. I thought I sent you the link on Facebook. I sent you the link on Facebook there, Bandito Bane. And you don't have to ask if you can join. You're always welcome.
Come on in. The water's warm.
That's what she said.
Oh, baby. That's right.
Yeah, I'm just kind of sick and tired of all this walking on eggshells and everybody just. I'm done with it.
Done with it. I'm like done with it. I mean, like to the point where it's like I don't even want to hear about. Like every time I open my Twitter or my YouTube, it's today's disappointment with like with Lord of the Rings, and it's like I'm not even a big fan, but the negative waves are
Oh,
starting
man.
to bring me down a bit, and I'm like, oh gosh, I mean, I
Did you know that the caterer one time someone said something offensive to them? We should call out
Yeah.
everyone about it.
Yeah. Well, see, that's I think the reason a lot of this happened in the first place is because people were just quiet about it, or they're just, again, you're taking advantage of people's goodwills. Let's
I think,
and
I
then
think
and
the
then
fact of the matter
people
is
at the beginning were like, "Oh wow, we're sorry. Oh shoot, we didn't mean that we were offending." It's like, "Oh wow, okay, it works. So let's take it to the next level, to
just
the
real
point where
quick,
it's like,
James. That's a nice punch
go
you're
ahead.
throwing. It's a
Also,
really
I
nice
I
punch you're
feel like
throwing.
it's shit.
Really,
I
I
just
can
don't
feel that
like,
in the
yeah,
that's in the gut, man. He's hitting that individual's
yeah.
getting hit in the solar plexus. This is,
I
you got some dynamism there.
I'm trying. I'm not happy with my sketches, but I'm just
Mhm.
gonna work. I'm just gonna go straight into the ink and try to get
Mm.
like a lot of like
body position's a little
kinetic
bit odd,
movement.
but yeah.
Yeah,
What's
but I
that?
like that. I like that punch.
What are we talking about?
Oh, right now we're talking
Ah.
about James's art. He's throwing a punch in someone's breadbasket, knocking
Yeah.
the stuffing out of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those surreal days where like I don't know what it is. Like I think I might be coming down with like a little bit of uh, a cold or something because just like the energy was sapped out of me today. I don't know why.
Did you
And
sleep
then
with a succubus lately?
only just an orgy of it, but I thought,
Mandrake. It was after the act of lovemaking, and I felt my essence leave me.
what's that from?
This is a paraphrase. Doctor Strangelove.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't watched that forever.
Colonel Ripper. It's free on YouTube with ads. Check it out. I was watching it yesterday.
That thing you were talking about earlier
Yeah.
about the everybody pointing out the like how derogatory these words are. Most of the people who point them out are white people.
Exactly. Yeah. That's another thing too.
And it's like, how is it that you could see how with your mind's eye you automatically go to that conclusion? It's kind of like with the latest thing with Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
They had a race that was made up of flying monkeys that were
I get that
Yeah.
reference.
that were
Yeah.
believed to be slaves, that were once slaves to a wizard, and automatically I thought of Wizard of Oz.
That's what I would think of too. Yeah.
Even Captain America got that reference.
See, that's
Yeah.
so racist that you put the actual proper depiction out of your mind and
Oh,
didn't
my
think
God.
about that
why?
first.
You
That's
need
your
that.
why-
You have a
racism
chain
showing.
of custody of points to come to that conclusion.
I mean,
Yeah.
how is it that you're more racist than what you're pointing out if you think of black people as monkeys?
Yeah. I
And
think you just hit it on the head right there.
and they're
Yeah.
and one
Because
of the
as
things
everyone knows, they're orcs. God, we heard about this last year.
also they also pointed out how the Curse of Strahd campaign was a was very
That's an old one.
very stereotypical of the Romanian culture, but it's the Romanian culture. They actually research Romanian culture because Curse of Strahd is kind of like a bunch of adventurers versus like a Dracula style boss. So why the hell do you, if you're over there pointing things out, you're not making it fun for the rest of us?
Oh, that's part of the charm that they love, though. They want to take the fun away from us. They want to
Yeah.
renegotiate what fun is, what funny is, what's appropriate,
Yeah.
and what you should be finding appropriate. I mean, if you're
As
not
long as they've got
finding,
the power, that's all that matters to them.
I
Whether they
got
believe it or not.
power.
getting kind of hectic.
Oh, like a great song.
It's getting kind of
Remember,
hectic.
did you guys
Diddly
have like the
dee,
school
potatoes.
dances back in the days, like when you're a kid?
Yeah.
Oh man, I remember when that song came on, like the whole dance floor just that Rex and effects.
That
He
return back.
will break my heart.
Yeah,
He will break my
crisscross.
heart
You make me want to
Oh,
jump.
yeah, crisscross. Yeah.
Oh
that,
my
that
gosh.
was nuts.
Let's not get a
That was-
copyright strike, gentlemen. We got a takedown for humming a tune. That happens.
I don't
doesn't
understand that. Okay, so tell me how this works, guys, because I never get this.
it?
There are YouTube channels out there that all they do is like play music and they review
Yes.
it, right? So
Yeah.
how do they get
Yes.
away with it?
I have no idea.
Because
Maybe
they don't
pay.
argue the strikes. You can
Yeah.
get a million strikes. As
Right.
long as you're not directly taking on another YouTuber, they can't claim
Right.
you. So
Okay.
they go, yeah, it's copyright material. You just don't make any money out of it. Then at the beginning of
Okay.
the video, you go, this video is sponsored by Raid Shadow, or have you shared balls lately? Men's Club,
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
kind of like how
Okay.
how they keep trying to copyright strike the quartering or geeks and gamers.
Right.
Well,
Okay.
they're on a list. They got enemies, and you have
They're on
people
the
that
list.
purposely watch their material just to
people
get
don't
them
like
in
them?
gotchas. Well, yeah, I
Wow.
mean that's
That's new.
another part of the charm, the gotcha moments that we
Yeah.
just give to these people through their filter of what they consider offensive or not. I mean,
Yeah, it's like the Chappelle pitch. Gotcha, bitch.
Yeah, that reminds me. A couple of years ago during the pandemic,
in the lockdown,
Ernie Gygax, Gary Gygax's son,
Uh-huh.
wanted to bring TSR back. So he got a bunch of members of the old guard back together again to bring TSR
Mm-hmm.
back to tabletop games.
Uh-huh.
And he was doing an interview, and he said something. I don't know what it was because I didn't hear it.
Sounds
But
familiar.
yeah, but all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, he's against trans players joining the table," and I am pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I'm with Neon that Wizards of the Coast was listening to the entire interview, seeing what they could find on him to.
Yeah. Don't give them gotcha moments.
Yeah,
That's like, you know what I mean? Seriously, that's what I meant about I am Jesus and I am giving the Romans the nails every time I say something about subject X. It's you know what? And it's like maybe I shouldn't don't engage with these people. You know?
And then
they
when
literally don't care what you think.
And then they pretend that they're being harassed by the people. And I only got one thing to say when they do this: get off the cross. We need the wood.
Wow. That's good.
Yeah, I got that from a TV show of redneck Canadians.
You know, I don't. Here's a random thought, but we were just talking about crucifixion. I grew up Catholic, and
I'm still Catholic.
Oh, good for you! Oh, great!
Good for you.
Good for you.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, funny story. I actually converted into Catholicism because I was born into Jehovah's Witness. But continue your story.
But it's about the crucifixion, and I grew up with these gruesome images of the bloodied, torn Christ on the cross, and then but we have Good Friday with our myth, and that he was put up there for 3 hours, he died, and they took him down. And then, like in my adult life, and after watching like Game of Thrones and being very tuned into medieval history, and even Roman history too, that I mean, once you go up on a cross, you're not coming down. You're up there as you know, that's part of it. So the whole thing of like taking Jesus off the cross, that makes no sense to me logically. No, you're not. It's like you've been put on the wheel. You're going up there. You're not coming back. Yeah, they're not. You're being left out for birds and shit. I mean, seriously, that's part of it. That's why it's an odious thing to do to any human being. But it tripped my suspension of disbelief in this old story, and I interpreted it in a new way. I'm like, wait a second, I had a question. You go up, you don't come down. So yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, maybe it was raining.
Yeah, no, they don't care. Jeez.
Well, I mean, maybe the person who built the cross wasn't as good as the carpenter as what Jesus was, and it needed repairing, so they brought him down to repair it, then put him back up.
And that sounds like being on Twitter.
Or maybe
Let me apologize.
Anyway, guys, I've got to head off. So
you heading out, man?
Okay, Brent.
Like
Yeah,
a baby and head out.
I'm a little bit too loud for me, little one. She just
Oh,
got
okay,
up.
gotcha,
So.
man. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Well,
I know.
dude,
I know
thanks
how
for
that is.
thanks for jumping on again there.
Good to see you,
Appreciate it,
Grant.
bud.
Great.
Have a good one, guys.
Have a good day.
All right,
Cheers,
good
man.
one.
Bye.
Take it easy, bud.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Grant has left the building.
part 2 of the Jinja Ninjas art stream.
So
Yeah.
I'll be
so
right
Rod-
back. I'm gonna go put on the kettle real quick.
Okay, go for it.
All right.
The kettle.
Hey, Raj, did you get any new traffic? New traffic for your crowdfunding?
No, I don't believe we did, but I did hear what you did, and I thank you very much, buddy. I appreciate the support.
Anything
you.
for anything for a fellow comic book writer. I'm still writing. I actually did like 5 pages today, and I'm writing. Well, I was writing last night while I was gonna watch Cobra Kai, but I was watching a cheesy. You ever see that Chuck Norris movie, the Hero in the Darkness?
Man, I watched a ton of Chuck Norris movies back in the days. I haven't watched anything for forever though. I might have.
Yeah, it was like Chuck Norris versus Discount Michael Myers.
It sounds familiar.
Yeah, it was about this psychotic serial killer that he caught, and he develops a fear of, and the serial killer ends up escaping. So yeah, I was actually writing with that.
Oh, okay. I don't think I've seen that one.
I just saw on Dark Titan Entertainment, Vera's channel.
Yeah.
She was one of the earlier this week. They were talking. Rings of Power played the race card.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is that it's not that good. It's not that good. Stop trying to blame other people for your misgivings.
It's just a playbook. Like it's gonna get it's. I think you're gonna watch it just dwindle out because these this kind of these products have been like they can only do that play for so long. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's people recognize what's going on. I mean, it's just pretty much blatant, and the only people who are really responding to it in that kind of way are Hollywood people.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the normal people and the fans are just like, yeah, whatever, we've heard that one before 1,000.
Yeah.
But what happens whenever they do that so much is it dilutes the meaning of terms.
Yeah.
It dilutes if there are actual people out there who are,
Yeah.
who might have beliefs or who act within those parameters, but by yelling wolf a billion times, you're going to get to the point where you actually don't even recognize the wolf, or when the actual wolf comes, nobody's going to go out to help you.
Yeah. It's just with everything that's been going that they right now they locked the comment section section on Amazon Prime.
That's such a bitch move, man.
They have taken off 5-star review, anything that's less than 5-star reviews on IMDb.
Yeah.
It's
just bitch moves. It's desperation. It's desperate moves.
Yeah, and this is what gets me. There's race swaps in House of the Dragons, but everybody loves that show.
Yeah, nobody cares about it.
Yeah.
Well, and the main reason is because the actors and everybody behind it weren't playing that card. One guy tried to for a bit, but then he came back and he basically said he appreciates everybody out there loving his character. He thanks them very much. That's all you got to do,
Yeah.
Not even talk about it. Don't even like.
It's same thing with Netflix version of Cowboy Bebop. I mean, the only person that was holding it together was the guy who they got as Jet Black.
Yeah,
he was so good as that character. But when they when they canceled it, he actually thanked the people for giving him a chance to play this character.
But that's all you got to do. Just say thank you. That's the only thing you got to do. It's like, thank you for giving me this role. I'm going to do the best to my ability to portray this character so that all of you will enjoy the show. That's all you have to say. That's it.
Yeah.
There, like for athletes, for sumo wrestlers especially. I put this I put up a video on Twitter of a sumo wrestler responding because like it's like I just want movie stars and people to, if they get a question asked to them, just respond how a sumo player does it. Like you could ask them like a really long question and they'll just be like, "Oh, yeah, so this ne. It's just like that's it. That's all you got to say. Yeah, I did my best. Thank you. It's like just and then move along to next question.
Yeah.
But when you start bringing up those issues, it's like you're attacking the people who are watching, and then by saying that, you're telling them that in essence they believe and they are like that.
Yeah.
And then that's just like that's going to deter people from watching it. It has for me.
Yeah, it's what Lance Riddick did the same thing during Resident Evil, and and I have lost a lot. I still think he's a good actor, but with him playing the race card after
you're a dick. If you've done that, you're a dick.
Hey, you're a Latino.
Yeah.
You can say that too.
Yeah.
With him playing the race card after the show was canceled for being so lousy.
Yeah. You're just a dick. It just exposes your character.
Yeah.
Your real life character. And that's the thing about actors and actresses. They should just be quiet. Don't show people who you really are. Your mystique is what gets people to love you. The fact that people don't know what you're really like. And that's whenever SNS and all that stuff came out and actors started getting revealed about who they really were, then that's when everything just kind of shit started hitting the fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah. But so that's why I've been putting up, I put this up like maybe once or twice on Twitter. It's like, you know what? I'm watching this movie right now because it's good. I know it's good. And I'm not going to watch anything else that I know that's, I'm not even going to give it the time of day. I'm not even going to not going to watch it. Just going to, you saw that, Eric. I watched Adventures of Baron Munchausen.
Yes.
That's such a great movie.
Good movie. Robin Williams is just amazing. You don't even know he's in it until he's in it.
Yeah. And Uma Thurman, she was hot.
That's actually kind of controversial too, because she was very young when she shot that, and
there's a nip slip.
She's naked. Yeah.
I remember watching that show, that movie on network TV when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I thought it was the weirdest thing I've ever saw.
It is. Good. Yeah. That's why I like it.
But it's a good kind of weird.
Yes. Well, I'm going to watch Brazil next.
Oh, have you seen that yet?
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Okay,
I've seen it a couple of times back in the days.
Good.
But you got to be in a certain kind of mood.
Yeah. I love the whole thing of Buttle and Tuttle.
And they got it mixed up because of the bug.
Yeah, and Buttle, it sounds like butthole.
Yeah.
So it's more of like this complete butt, got misinterpreted and then wrapped up and sent off to central processing.
Don't you just feel so sorry for that family at the beginning? But it's all done in such a comedic way.
Yeah.
Where it's like, what is going on here? But you feel really, really sad. It's like
going out for the restaurant with his mother.
It's like
must say the number.
1984, in the comical version of 1984.
He did like 3 sci-fi movies in a row too. He did Time Bandits, Baron Munchausen, and this one here too. Brazil. Yeah. Sorry, I was just spaced.
Yeah, Baron Munchausen reminds me of the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus.
Oh, yeah.
That was his movie too, right?
I don't know. What?
No, he did. I don't think he did that one. Or did he? I'll go check on IMDb.
Terry Gilliam.
Yeah.
The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus is a 2009.
Yeah, that's the one where Heath Ledger died.
And
mid
It was
production.
directed by Terry Gilliam, written by
Oh, it
Terry
was,
Gilliam.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
And oh yeah, okay, yeah, because I remember watching like all the sketches and everything he did for it, which were really, really cool.
Mhm.
He's an amazing artist.
yeah, and the thing I liked that even though when Heath Ledger died in the middle of filming, they decided to, since the movie takes place in different worlds, they make it like every time they go into a different world, the character Tony will have a different face.
Right, right. So they had like Johnny Depp,
Colin Farrell and
Colin Farrell,
Jude Law.
and Jude
James
Law.
Franco
Yeah.
too, right?
Oh, James Franco.
He's
Forgot about
that famous meme of the Hangman. First time.
Oh yeah. Oh, have you guys seen that movie?
Which one?
Buster Scruggs, The Ballad of Buster
No, I
Scruggs.
haven't. And I'm a huge
Oh, it's
Coen
such a-
Brothers fan too, so there's a few of
Guys,
them.
Guys, the best. Well, not the best. Because there's a whole bunch of like short stories in there.
Mhm.
But one of
Yeah.
the short stories that is so applicable to like normies and well, not just normies, well, yeah, kind of normies, and well, just like your average, entertainment viewer. It's called The Meal Ticket.
Mhm.
Have you seen it, Bandito Bane?
No.
One?
No, I haven't
Oh,
seen
dude,
it.
check it
I've
out.
only seen like one of the shorts, and that was The Hangman.
No, that one was, to be honest, that one was good, but The Meal Ticket, it's got oh my gosh, I'm getting his name wrong. Liam
Liam
Neeson.
Neeson. Yeah.
And the guy who plays Harry Potter, not Harry Potter, but Dudley in Harry Potter. Okay, well, I can't remember his name, but you won't recognize him. It's just trust me.
Harry Milling.
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but yeah, that he plays Dudley in. But it's so applicable to like the way people approach entertainment, not just entertainment, but other facets of life. It'll stick with you. Trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I highly recommend that. Another Coen Brothers movie that doesn't get a lot of a lot of people don't really talk about,
Right.
which I really love, is Burn After Reading.
Love that one.
I love that. It's so good.
That's it. I love that. I love J.K. Simmons and
Yes.
Just wonderful way to frame the movie.
Yep.
I think I've only not seen like 3 of their movies. It was Blood Simple.
Yeah, that's what I haven't seen.
Inside Llewellyn Davis and
that is so
Buster
good.
Scruggs. I haven't seen those 3.
Okay, Inside Llewellyn Davis.
Them.
I love that movie, and it's got the old boy who plays Kylo Ren.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's got him.
Ben
It's
Solo.
got Justin Timberlake. It's a great movie.
It's got Oscar Isaac's in it.
Yep, Oscar Isaac. It's just an amazing. I love that movie so much. It's just he's such a dick, dude. He's such a dick.
He's supposed to be Bob Dylan, right?
No, it's actually based off of a real life. Well, it's not based off of it, but like they got some inspiration from, just like the New York. What was it called? The Beatnik era.
Yeah.
So
it was about the culture of the '60s and like New York
just
City
like
and that whole thing.
But Bob Dylan does make an appearance in the movie, but I won't tell you when, and you'll like it. No, definitely check that one out.
I actually I like one of my favorite ones was Lady Killers.
Love that.
No, that's a really good one too.
It's a remake.
Yep, it is. Underrated. It didn't get a lot of praise, but it's really good.
Again, J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simons. Yep.
You tell
Is it J.K.
Mountain
Simmons or
Girl is
Simmons?
my partner. I tell her everything.
Yeah.
I love that. I love the irony of he blows his hand off. He blows his fingers off, and he's explosive. That's
he's supposed to be the explosives expert.
Oh man, that's chock full of wonderful characters, devious, wonderful characters.
Yeah. Tom, you still there with us? No.
Yeah, I'm here, man. I'm here.
Do you want to chip in on anything? Talk about stuff?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Are you sure?
I just got A Serious Man on DVD.
That's a really good one too.
That's a really excellent movie. I love that movie.
I can't think of any of their movies that I really don't like. Oh, actually, I haven't seen. They did
I think Barton Fink for me would be my least favorite or least watched. Besides the three I haven't
it's
seen,
really weird. It's
I'll
really
choose
weird.
not to. Because Barton Fink, okay, I think Coen's make ersatz remakes of different movies. Barton Fink is their remake of Kubrick's The Shining. What do you think about
Oh,
that?
hmm.
Yeah, like
I've never heard that before.
I know this
I
is my independent thought of being a movie
right.
fan. Yeah.
Because I didn't understand a lot of like where the references are coming from, but it's a lot of it's based on like socialism, communism,
Mm-hmm.
fascism, and how there's a lot of political things in there that are allegories.
Barton Fink came from
Yeah,
having writer's block as well.
right,
And so they wrote something about, I think, was it making Fargo, trying to get that script out, and they couldn't,
right.
one of them had writer's block. So this was an exercise to get over writer's block.
See, Juan, it happens to everybody. The
Mm.
greats.
Yeah.
It happens to all of us.
Yeah, thank God I don't have an editor. I don't have an editor like Heather Antos.
You don't. You're never going to have one. You're going to have the editor that best suits you.
Yeah.
Another one that a lot of people don't talk about as well is like the Hudsucker Proxy. But I love that movie.
Love that movie.
It's
I
great.
mean, it's just unreliable narrator. I love that there's like a theme through all the movies. I guess my favorite is Fargo. I could watch that. It's a perfect movie for me. It's 90 minutes long, perfect runtime, 3 acts of 30 minutes each. We were introduced to our hero at the beginning of Act 1. We see Margie, and she's a woman in the most vulnerable time of her life, an advanced pregnancy, and she takes down the big bad.
Yeah.
Wow. It's such a good movie.
Yeah, and they said, and Hollywood says that you can't make strong women anymore.
Yeah, I don't understand.
No such thing before 2015. That's heresy. If you,
Yeah. I liked, out of all the Coen brothers, one of my favorites is their remake of True Grit. But my dad,
Mm-hmm. I haven't seen that one. Okay, put that on the list.
Oh, come on! You got to watch
that.
It's so good.
My dad,
so good.
Yeah. This is the like.
Yeah. It's 4 now. Okay,
the two I've watched a lot was No Country for Old Men and True Grit.
Yeah.
But my dad hates True Grit because he is a big old timey Western fan. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
John Wayne is like a god to him.
Mm-hmm.
But that movie's so good though.
And he hates it because he says it doesn't capture the authentic Western feel to him.
Well, the thing is, they the way that they're almost speaking like in a Shakespearean tone, but they're these like really rough, rugged, like if you were to look at them, you'd think they'd be like these ignorant characters, but they come speaking in this very eloquent manner, and it's just it completely it contradicts itself. I've watched that a lot. Of course, The Big Lebowski a billion times.
Of course.
But Miller's Crossing.
Ooh.
Now that's just, to me, it's just.
I haven't seen Intolerable Cruelty in forever. That movie is like interesting. I've only seen it once.
Which one's
brother,
that?
where are
Intolerable Cruelty, a 2003 romantic comedy with George Clooney and Catherine Zeta-Jones. It's a throwback to the romantic comedies of the 1940s. Yeah. And here's another one too. I got this on DVD. The Man Who Wasn't There.
Yeah.
James Gandolfini steals the show in that movie. In my humble opinion, what a good movie!
I've only seen that once.
Oh, we were talking about black and white versus production values a few times.
Yep.
And it was shot in black and white, so that's different. That's different makeup. That's like use green makeup, stuff like that. Like someone else, I think it was Grant Gregory who mentioned Hitchcock using Hershey's syrup for blood,
right?
Because it's a black and white movie.
Yeah. What about Raising Arizona?
Oh, there you go. Another one.
There's rye and there is rye, and never the twain shall meet.
Yeah. My favorite part was when in the trailer. One of my favorite parts was when Nick Cage's character is fighting John Good. I think it was John Goodman's character in the trailer. And they kept hurting themselves
on the small, set.
I love it when they rake their fingers against the
suspended ceiling. Yeah,
who
hasn't done that?
Oh man,
that hurts so much.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I would love that movie.
Man, just their whole like you could. Those are some like we talk about great directors and all, but those are to me they've
They're
produced.
prolific.
Yeah, they've made some of the best.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And oh
exactly.
brother, where art thou?
Oh, that's
Mhm.
so good. I just watched that the other day as well.
Yeah.
They
I-
said my wife was a rocky place where my seed could not find a purchase. Just like I'm like, how do you know you're a woman trapped in a man's body? Because sometimes I get the menstrual cramps real hard. I love that. Just these repeat offender. Love that movie.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Don't forget your bouquet, Ed. Oh, I don't know, Yoda's and shit. Don't be printing that. The mother will lose all hope.
You can quote it better. I can't quote
I
movies.
love that movie,
I love
man.
it.
Oh God,
Yeah.
we haven't even talked Miller's Crossing once yet about this entire Cohen spiel. We saved the best to last.
Yeah. Oh,
You've seen Bendito. You've seen Miller's Crossing, yeah?
No, I haven't.
oh,
You're
it's
in
so
luck.
good. It's
Yeah.
so good. Yeah,
It is so good. It's their gangster movie, man.
it is.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to look that up. That's gonna go on the list.
It seems that Leo is still an artist with a Thompson.
Yeah.
Love that. What's the score? What's the rumpus? 3-1. I love that.
Okay, I've woken up. All this talk
Good.
with Coen Brothers has woken me up finally.
Yes, inspired the spirit. Never, don't go chasing your hat.
Oh,
Where's my hat? Verna's got
dude,
it.
I went because I miss a lot of things, and I've watched movies, and I see something new every single time I watch them. Right, so I miss a lot of stuff. But I went and read like, the whole synopsis and the interpretation, symbolism within Miller's Crossing. Just the hat itself. I didn't realize it till like I read this, but it's like his hat is kind of like Samson and Delilah, Samson's hair.
Mhm.
Like
yeah.
without his hat, he loses his
His
power.
power, yeah.
Yeah, that's all in the hat.
And when he puts the hat on right at the end, that means
I
he's
love
regaining
that.
his power.
Yes.
And yeah.
That's one of the best scenes. It just gives me cold chills. I
I
love, that
love
part.
the music
Yeah.
too. The Carter Burrell music. There's always been some, and they have such a good classic. They pair well with other creators such as Carter Burrell's music, Roger Deakins' cinematography, and just they just produce these consistently wonderful movies. And they have an ensemble that they use. They go back to us, and especially with Frances McDormand. That's I think that's Joel Coen's wife.
Really?
Yeah, they've been married
I
all
didn't
this
know that.
time. Yeah.
So I'm going to do something here that
Here we go.
I learned this technique from another artist, a comic book artist. So I've loaded up the brush with ink here. And I'm going to blow into it. And what that does is it gives you like this. It gives you a crazy kind of like that kind of.
You get a splatter effect.
Yeah, but you could do it with a toothbrush. But a toothbrush, it goes at like an angle, and sometimes the blotches will go at like they'll be very sharp ended. But this way, everything's more like rounded.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a technique to kind of give you more rounded blots. Where if you do it with a toothbrush, it's going to fling it.
Right.
And so they're going to be sharp, and this one gives you more of a blunt one.
That's right. Yeah. Oh man, can Heather Antos ever shut up?
No, but that's okay. I mean, geez, that's someone I would not engage with. I mean, it's better just to stay away from them. I think I've got them muted on Twitter. I mean, more power to you. Just
look at this.
Keep on keeping on. And I mean, you can't ask her not to fuck Star Trek up because it's like, that's what she does. I mean, I guess that's
Through the Guinness.
What kind of beer you got in there?
Guinness, but
it's good for you.
Here, look at this. Established 1997, Hard Rock, Las Vegas, 50-year anniversary. Last year, got this in Vegas to beat up.
Nice.
So
I worked at the Hard Rock Cafe for 8 years in my life.
So
the Las Vegas Hard Rock Cafe, I would say 90% of the staff there were gay. and I got hit on by like 2 of the guys there.
Oh,
They're like, "Do you want a shot?" I was like, "No, I think I'm okay."
no
Are you
thanks.
sure?
I,
You want to? I was like, no, yeah.
I
That's
remember.
What are you
cute.
doing afterwards? Oh,
Oh, me and my wife are gonna kick back and kick some puppies.
I, I remember when I was
Yeah.
like in my late 20s, I was coming home. I had just finished Christmas shopping and I was coming home from work, and I saw this stylist who was having a cigarette break with his friends, and he's like one of those stereotypical gay guys that you could tell was gay,
Right.
Mhm.
but he was actually making bedroom eyes and winking at me, and I was like looking back, and I was like, okay.
You were a
And
piece
he
of
was,
meat.
and I was thinking,
You were
okay,
subjected to the male gaze
Exactly.
by
yeah,
male gaze.
Did a
yeah,
cat
and
call you?
I
It's
was
a
thinking,
homophone. That's a pun, puns within puns within puns.
I was, I, the
Lots
whole
within
time I
puns.
was thinking, why do gay guys find me attractive and what straight women don't?
Maybe because they just smell the money coming off of you or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I was still a kid. I was like, yeah, hi, gotta go.
Aw.
Oh,
I remember the
could've-
first time I got hit on by a gay guy. I was 19 years old working at a Gap in downtown Boston.
yeah.
And I was folding clothes, putting them away, doing a teenager's job at the Gap.
Right.
And this guy come up to me like, "Here's my phone number," and I'm like, "Thanks." I was like, no, but I was like, I didn't say no. I mean, like, I thought, but I was ultimately, I was like really honored. I was like, "Isn't that nice?"
Yeah.
He's not for me. You know what I mean? He wasn't made for me. But
Oh, speaking of being made for each other, how did your speed dating thing go?
oh, I did. That didn't even work. I didn't go.
What?
Yeah,
go?
You
I
made it
didn't
such a
go.
big
What the hell?
deal
You're
about it.
knocking it all up. What are you
Last
talking-
year.
I did.
Did you
but
chicken out?
no, I
Eric,
had a
I am
panic
disappointed.
attack.
A panic attack?
I suffer from panic and anxiety, and
Hey.
it happens. And
Hey, I'm not gonna. You can only use that excuse once with me, and that's it.
okay,
All right.
I've been
You
hanging out with the
understand
gang too, and I've been
that? Yeah, I
hanging out
saw
with
that you were with Thomas that night. I was like, oh, did Thomas? Because you had a picture of you and Thomas together, right?
Mhm. Yeah,
I
I was
like
hanging
thinking,
out
oh,
with Pope
yeah.
Metallicus, after the con, and I was like, we're at a bar, and I was just like, I'm sorry, I gotta go. I mean, it hits you sometimes. And one
Dude.
time we were all hanging out at the beer garden. Dr. Rachel, Pope Metallicus, Thomas Gilkey, Memes of Destruction, and I was just, yeah,
Yeah, I understand. I
yeah,
understand.
it happens,
hits.
and
Yeah.
I deal with it. But I'm rescheduling it. I'm gonna do it again. It's a legitimate good lead for anyone. I mean, it's just an opportunity to meet other single people, other single humans, and age appropriate ones. And and yeah, I will return to it. I mean, it was just, yeah, it was, we call that a bad day. I ended up having a
I hear
bad
ya.
night. So it was
Yeah.
like, yeah, I 86 to that plan, and
Well, shoot.
I moved on. Yeah, is this something?
I was
My
hoping.
sob story is this: my best work friend had a heart attack at work,
Oh no.
and
Oh no.
in late 2019, and he didn't make it. But I held his
Oh.
hand, and I didn't leave his side, and yeah, but it was like we worked together for years. Like I can see him out of the corner of my eye, and I can just pass him the salt because I knew that's exactly what he was looking for. So that was really hard. So I had I sought some help. I have a doctor, and and I'll tell this to anyone: if you're struggling, the struggle is real. Check in with your doctor. Get a
Yeah.
referral.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, and see
Definitely.
and get some therapy. And I mean, it wasn't my first time, but I was diagnosed with those 4 little letters that people just like to drop everywhere. And I got PTSD on my file now, and because I mean, I started getting panic attacks like on the subway, and like just in general, and it's really debilitating, man, and it's kind of embarrassing. I'd say I've often used the word humiliating, but that's just I'm not trying to be negative. It's just more of like the impact that it has on my body and my life now.
Yeah,
Right.
And so it's pretty debilitating. Like you sweat out, and you and you become fatigued, and it takes forever to get your heart rate back down. And the best thing to do is just to lie in bed, take your pill, put on the Om loop. I got this loop of Om on YouTube, 10 hours of it, and you just gotta reset the body and just go with it, man. And so the struggle is real. Good luck to everyone out there, and help is out there. I mean, seriously, check in with your doctor, and if you don't have one, try one of those numbers as well. I mean, the struggle is real. God bless all of us.
My brother has PTSD. He actually was in Iraq, and he came back a different person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He always came from since he came back from Iraq. We would make plans, and all of a sudden he would cancel them because he didn't want to go out, and he would be very irritable sometimes.
Yeah, you're moody. Yeah, I mean, like moodiness and stuff. Like, my mom married a nice guy. His name's Wayne, and Wayne's son Eric. I had a brother Eric, and he was a Marine, and he got injured in an ordnance training exercise during the first Gulf War, and he lost a couple of his Marine brothers, and he lost half of his hearing, and he was honorably discharged, but he never recovered from his PTSD. He led his life in where his addictions got the better of him, and he didn't make it. And and so the struggle is real. I mean, the effect that stress and these traumatic moments have on a body and have on a person, are real. So, I mean, it's go ahead.
Just to lighten it up here a bit. This is what I want to see from you next time, Eric. This is the story I want to hear from you. I don't know if you guys have seen this or not. What's going on here? Have you guys seen this?
What is it?
Yes.
Here
I saw that. Yeah, Nina put that up earlier.
Can you hear this?
No, but
hold on a second. No, did you watch it till the end?
And he smiles.
No, look at his eyes. Look at his eyes, though. Watch the eyes. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Hey, I saw on Twitter that Heather Antos was attacking the artist Garth Edwards. Why is that? I know Garth Edwards.
He's on a list. He said something wrong. He committed thought crime, and now he's going to suffer. He's probably adjacent to one of these hate groups.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she put out a yarn on Twitter after Irene
Strakowski.
Yeah, she just launched Fiendish Chapter 2.
Yep.
This weekend.
She ran. Yeah, she made bank on that too. Hey, lovely Sherry.
Lovely Sherry. Good morning.
Good morning.
She was at the chat before the show started. She said she was going back to bed and have a good stream. So I didn't think we were going to see her there today. But I guess you must have had a late one last night then. Oh, what am I doing here? Yeah. I'm actually liking how it's turning out now. Whatever, the great thing about doing these live streams, and I'm going to do these more because you kind of zone out when you're drawing, and you go into that. I heard somebody describe this the other day. Maybe it was one of you guys, but you go into this. Oh no! It was from Ex Machina. Am I pronouncing that right? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Where he talks about Jackson Pollock. Oh gosh, I watched it the other day. It's just amazing.
But
movie. They talk. Okay. She sleeps here on the weekends. I'll let you know on the weekends. But he's talking about Jackson Pollock's paintings, about how he was attempting to do his paintings completely to not be conscious about what he was doing, which is I try to do that when I'm painting as well or drawing, because the more conscious you are about it, the more like I don't know, you tighten up and it just doesn't flow as well.
Hmm.
And it's like he's like if he tried to be conscious about every single stroke he made, what would happen? And it's like, well, he would have never ever made one stroke. He would have never put even one dab of paint onto the canvas, because you have to be in this kind of zone where you're between you're conscious of what you're doing, but you're not conscious of what you're doing. You're conscious that you're doing something, but you're not conscious of what you're doing. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So like whenever you guys are talking or I'm talking with you on these streams, I don't even like I'll look at the picture. I'm like, oh my god, did I do that?
Hmm.
Because you don't even remember like working on it at all. It's insane. Yeah, just a little bit of a anecdote
It's your
there.
muscle memory, and this is your training. Like, what would Batman do? He would just like there be just you start blocking punches, and you're already thinking of like what's lobster thermidor that
Yeah, I'm
Alfred's
pretty
going to bring you when you get home.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't let a bunch of people rob an electronics store.
Oh, I started watching Zack Snyder's Justice League last night. I got through half of it, and I fucking love it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it. I'm not really
Wow.
I'm not
I've
that huge into the DC universe. I
Yeah.
just I want to be like
Such
but
an
yeah.
improvement over
Yeah.
Joss Whedon's version
Yeah,
already.
because
And-
it shows the team dynamic, more of the team's dynamic than just Wonder Woman and Batman.
Yeah, we spent a half an hour with the Amazons and at the beginning of it, and it's just like it's not wasted film and it's not wasted story beats either. It's just nice decompression. It was like it gave it some air to air out some story.
And also we see the origin of Cyborg.
Yes.
Oh, you mean the Jean-Claude Van Damme one?
No.
No, nah.
That's a joke.
Yeah, it is a joke.
Yeah, we get it.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Like I haven't been able to. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't really like
Maybe
the Wonder
your
Woman
time will
movie.
come.
I
Yeah,
didn't
mean,
like the Wonder Woman movie, but I love Batman. I love the Superman, the old Superman movies.
mhm.
Oh, geez, I love the hell out of those. And like most of the Batman movies that I've watched, I like. I didn't watch Batman versus Superman.
Mhm.
I haven't really watched anything with what's his face?
Affleck.
Affleck in it. No, Affleck.
He's a pretty decent Batman because he's
Yeah.
also a really decent Bruce Wayne too. And he
Yep.
plays him. He plays in the old Dark Knight too. He even
Yeah.
said to Alfred, "Yeah, 20 years ago, like, when I was started out, I'm like, oh, see, that's some good exposition right there. Now we know." He's like,
yeah. So, the only person I know that played a good Batman and a good Bruce Wayne was Michael Keaton, because he played that brooding billionaire who would rather be
Yeah.
alone.
mhm. I liked Val Kilmer myself.
I've
Yeah.
only watched that movie maybe twice.
Really,
One with Val Kilmer, yeah.
I hate Jim Carrey movies, and that's like the exception to the rule. So, my second favorite Jim Carrey movie is Clint Eastwood's The Deadpool, where he dies in the first act. I'm kidding. Not.
Not. I like. I love Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Mhm.
That
is a good
not,
movie.
Yeah, that's
Great soundtrack too. I mean, just that's a really.
Oh yeah.
That's Michel Gondry, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, did you ever see Be Kind Rewind?
Oh yes. I've only watched it once. You ever see The
That's
Science of Sleep?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's good. It's good.
Okay, here we
Yeah.
go. Talking about visionary, good directors again.
Oh yeah.
What has he done recently? I don't think he's done anything recently.
He hasn't. He hasn't done anything really recent. He's more of a music video guy.
Really?
Yeah. I checked it up on IMDb the other day. Because there's him and Spike Jonze.
Oh, he
Spike
did the
Jonze.
Green Hornet with Seth Rogen. Wow.
Yeah, like
Interesting.
yeah, like I really like Spike. Well, that the Spike Jonze, Jonez.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen the movie Her?
No, I didn't.
I'd give it a watch. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
It has a lot to just do with it's yeah, Scarlett Johansson as an artificial intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
I could live with that. But no, it's I really enjoy that movie. Yeah, Science Asleep. I like how he tries as much as possible not to use any kind of CG,
Mm-hmm.
and he goes with practical effects. It's really cool. But yeah, the Science Asleep. I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm a big
Indeed.
fan of practical effects. I mean,
oh yes,
have you ever
yes.
seen the? Just compare the thing, the original John Carpenter, the thing to the to the prequel of the thing.
I won't even. Oh, like the new one.
Yeah,
Nah, I won't
even
even watch it. Don't even
which
bother
Yeah.
with it.
this was I actually wanted to like it, but the of 2011 because it showed what happened in the Norwegian base.
Hmm. I kind of like to have those things secret. Again, it's like revealing, like like what happened to Jaws before he started killing people. What was he like when he was a baby? Was he bullied? you know,
His
I
name
like
Yeah,
was Bruce, and he was a
his name is Bruce.
It was a misunderstanding. Bruce had
Yeah.
gone out for a midnight snack.
yeah,
Tragedy ensued.
yeah. The thing was that the thing was it was just I I wanted to like
Dun,
it,
dun,
but
dun.
everything everything just looks so bad with the bad CGI
yeah,
and
yeah.
everything. They originally wanted to make it practical effects like the original, but
They should have.
they
Well,
they just they decided to go with CGI, and
Mm-hmm.
it
that's
just
something
looks
that
so
got me
cheap.
kind of excited about The Last Jedi before it came out because they had all these
Practical
videos of
effects
doing
going
all
on.
of these practical effects, which in the end they didn't even use.
The best part of that movie was the supplemental stuff where you said the making of. I
Yeah,
mean, that
yeah,
seemed like the whole effort that Ryan Johnson did to recreate Yoda with having Frank Oz. That the very charming moment when Mark Hamill sees Yoda again after all these years, and there's Frank Oz, and they're like, it's a tangible moment between two old actors with their old characters. It was really nice.
right.
I thought so. I thought the best part of that movie was that making of. You know,
Yeah, that was the only part of that movie that was good.
you know what? If it wasn't a Star Wars story, if it was independent, it could have worked a lot better. I think it could have been a sci-fi movie of an abused child who grew up to be the most powerful person in the universe, and he was his own worst enemy. That's Kylo
Mhm.
Ren, and yeah, I mean, there was just it was not a good Star Wars movie. Yeah, story,
Yeah,
but
and plus
having an
because
old master confront his flawed young student that he may or may not have abused and created this monster and use pacifism. He used, what I mean, at the end, that was, there were some, and it was visually striking. I really think that too. I mean,
Yeah, but it
but
could be visually striking. But like, for example,
all of
whenever I saw the, yeah, like, hey, what's up, Jaffo? Nice to see you there.
hey, Jaffo.
Whenever you had like the what was it? The not the Star Destroyer, but they had a different name. The Dreadnought or whatever. What was it?
At the
I can't
beginning of
remember.
the movie, the
No, no,
dreadnought.
where she goes light speed and goes through it, right?
Yeah, the
yeah,
supremacy. That's the name of
Okay,
Snoke's
so yeah, looks cool and
flagship.
all, but it makes absolutely no sense.
Sure.
You know.
It did in the
So
book, but you know what? To be a little fair, I'll be as fair as I can be to this. Have you read the novelization?
no, I haven't.
Okay. The novelization starts with an edited scene that of it was Han Solo's memorial service, and Leia was she had to be the general, and she had to memorialize Han. You know what I mean, with the soldiers right as they're
Yeah,
bugging out because here comes the First Order,
right.
and it also has some like a couple of story notes that didn't make it, and one was that Rose invented something called a baffler, which masked the engines, and that's how DJ Don't Join sold them out to the First Order. Was
Right.
And that was like Rose was actually a very competent engineer, and they took that story note away from her. I don't know why,
right.
but it's in the book.
I don't know why either. I mean, all all things to Kelly Marie Tran. She's a great actress, but
Is she?
yeah, she is. She's decent, but she could only work with what she's given.
Yep.
And what she was given was bad. And my older sister, who lives in Portland, says that is so convinced that all the Star Wars fans were the ones that got her off social media. And I'm sick of people painting fans in such a broad brush, just because of some people who can't tell the difference between fantasy and reality. It's like with what they're going with Rings of Power. They're only saying that the only people who don't like Rings of Power are bigots and racists.
That's right, you bunch of bigots.
Does a bigot come with a large order of fries?
Well, you come in on
nice.
the wagon and come in for the victory. We're all going to do this together and be progressive. And if you think otherwise, well, you're othered and you're a savage and you're some guy. You need to be re-educated or whatnot.
It's not the fact that they screwed up the lore. It's not the fact that they screwed up the lore, or they have badly written dialogues, or have sets that look cheap like Shakespeare in the Park. No, they has to be bigots.
Hey, Shakespeare in the Park got some pretty good production value, man.
Yeah.
But my Boston in the Park is pretty good.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
my Kabuki in the Park doesn't do so well.
Oh.
Like
Kabuki in the Park.
Shakespeare, one of the things that I like, that I think that I'll go to Shakespeare with, is that he had colored actors in his roles, and nobody cared that they were black or anything. Othello, Titus Andronicus, much to do about something.
Much to do about nothing.
Not much to do about nothing. Thank you.
I thought you were saying like, something. What? No,
it was something.
Ignore me. Yeah.
No, it was nothing.
The Tempest. They all had colored actors, and nobody cared. It was the type of story that he wrote. That brought these people in. And now it has to be. Everybody was like, "Oh, I can't see myself as." I don't
think anyone's really saying that. I think that is what the drinker calls the message.
Yeah, there's just a few people saying that, and they.
I mean,
it's complete nonsense.
Yeah, I mean,
like as a chef, I work with a lot of naturalized people from Central America, South America, and I would like to bust. We like to bust chops. It's part of our culture. Mi gente. Yeah. It's like I'm in because I speak pretty decent Spanish, and so I like to say, hey, hello, my Latinx and coworkers, and they're looking. I get stink eye. I get it from I work with a lot of Latinas and a lot of Latinos, and I'm like, what? You don't like this term? And they're like, no, nobody uses that. But I will say this to give it at least some respect, that I've never been approached in real life by a Latino or Latina who does identify as a non-binary and has asked me to refer to them as Latinx.
Yeah,
I've never been asked.
No,
I have never been.
It's manufactured. That's all manufactured, man.
Yeah,
I remember the Marvel voices. I remember the Marvel voices.
Hey, what's up, Respect? Ohio.
Where they had Spider-Girl explain what Latinx means, and
of course, info dump.
And all of a sudden and the other character she was with was like, "Oh, I never noticed how sexist the Spanish language was."
Yeah, that's messaging.
Sexist.
That's agenda. That's advocacy, and that's activism.
You know what? It's what basically happened is just like it's crazy how only a few people who actually have problems with this kind of issue are just a very select few, and many of them, who knows, they might even be bots for all we know. but how that kind of that a very, very, very minority of opinion has spilled out into the real world.
Yeah.
And it's just so surreal seeing it happen, you know?
Well, it's like, yeah, it's the whole advertising thing. If you hear
Yeah.
the same thing over and over again,
Right.
you start saying it too. Such as,
Exactly.
look at the Rolling Stones. Who started calling them the world's greatest rock and roll band? It was the
Themselves?
Rolling Stones themselves that kept saying that over and over and over again. And lo and behold, they've earned it. Yet they've also that was part of their brand, their message, and they got that through repetition.
Sorry, just a completely different note. I'm trying to create some Kirby crackle.
I was gonna say you got some Kirby going on right now.
No, I like with these splotches, like doing it like in a Kirby crackle kind of style.
Nice. I was gonna say
that's
you were going
so
for
difficult
some
to do, man. The
Yeah.
Kirby crackle, it's really difficult to do. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was actually just gonna use those
Yeah.
exact words.
Well,
saying, look at
to be
your
fair-
Kirby crackle.
To be fair, if you have a lead guitarist who can survive the apocalypse, I'm pretty sure you call yourself the world's great.
Yummy.
Itself.
Yeah,
I
that's
got
so
this on
cool.
sale.
That picture.
Dude,
His
this thing
artwork is
is
insane.
amazing, but this thing
Yeah.
weighs 9.6 pounds. This is impossible to read at night in bed. This thing, you cannot take it on the subway on the commute. You cannot bring this to the pub to enjoy a story or two over a pint in your supper. This is literally not easy to read. I mean, it's cute and everything. I got it so cheap, and I understand why, because it's like it's impossible
It's 1,000
to read.
pounds. It's like
art.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, it's just so simple, yet complex.
He started all this,
Yeah.
you know, this dynamism and this and he brought that Marvel way over to DC just for a couple of years, you know, and just like left what an impact.
And my claim to fame with Jack Kirby is that we both share the same birthday.
Yes.
August 28th, baby. I'm hoping that like his soul will creep into my artwork.
You can beckon
the reincarnation.
Do what Grant Morrison would do: light a candle, invoke his name, and in front of maybe a black light thing of Orion with plenty of Kirby crackle, glowing in the black light.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Speaking about Grant Morrison,
yes,
a lot of people thought that you remember Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Return to New York, right?
Oh yeah, it's one of my favorite stories of theirs. Issue 17.
One of the things was that they were wondering how their idea with the resurrection of Shredder, how did they were wondering if they got the idea from Grant Morrison's Swamp Thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because Swamp Thing, because with Grant Morrison's Swamp Thing, they had the same. He had the kind of like the same thing with worms with memories, eating the flesh eating the flesh and reanimating a corpse.
Mm-hmm.
And Eastman and Kirkman were like, no, we just read it on a stupid science magazine.
Mm-hmm.
And that I think that
probably where Grant read it too.
Yeah, and they were like, and I'm like, that's cool. Two comic book writers got the same idea from a science magazine.
I just want to take a little time out here to thank you guys for always coming onto the show and dropping all of your freaking awesome knowledge about comics and everything. Just want to thank you guys for that.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
I
love talking about comic books. I mean, I have a brother-in-law. But he's mostly quiet. He's mostly quiet, and I'm afraid I'm too much of an introvert to go out of the house.
Wow, the trade paperback of what it's called The Root of All Evil. That is what Grant Morrison and Mark Millar, illustrated by Phil Hester. I love Phil Hester's art, by the way. A Lost Swamp Thing epic written by Grant Morrison and Mark Millar, who had a breakup shortly after this too, after their Flash run. That's a legendary beef, if you don't know. Look at that up. Yeah, they got
Grant Morrison and Mark Millar had a beef.
beef. They have beef.
They have beef.
What is beef? Beef is when you need two cats to fall asleep. Beef is when your moms ain't safe to run the streets. Beef is when I see you, guaranteed to be in ICU. One more time. And so yeah, Alec Holland wakes up from a coma in a South African hospital, and so he's been separated from Swamp Thing. Now you can only get this paperback used because it's out of print. It goes for $204.96 used.
Wow.
Because it's out of print, and this is actually very hard to find.
Wow.
Now you can get it for $10 on Kindle or Comixology,
Yeah.
but to get your physical media for this, $205. Wow.
Wow. Hey.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
You find that in the sofa cushions.
And it reprints 10 issues of Swamp Thing on Vertigo. Swamp Thing's number 140 through 150.
I like Grant Morrison because he's such a nuanced kind of writer.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah. Well, yeah.
like, have you seen? You remember his run on Animal Man?
Yep. I'm a big Grant Morrison fan. I use a baseball metaphor for Grant Morrison because he's got some real stinkers, by the way. Like Nameless, that came out on Image, I think, a couple of years ago with really good art by Chris Burnham, but it was just this torture porn. It was like medieval hell scenes, and it was really awful. And then there was there was a few other things that he did for like 6-issue runs, like Annihilator. That was like this morose tale of a depressed writer who couldn't get over an old relationship, and he was trying to get over his writer's block to fulfill his contract. This grand science fiction story. It was like a Nine Inch Nails video gone horribly bad. Mm-hmm. But so the baseball metaphor. Okay, hitters. The good hitters, they get on base a lot. They hit the ball a lot. They also strike out the most.
Yep.
Because they are going for the ball always. Yeah. So people with very low strikeout averages, they're not hitting the ball. They're not taking swings at the ball. So at least Grant Morrison swings at that ball, and he's got some really big strikeouts too. I mean, yeah.
Like his Flux Mentallo series and his Doom Patrol run were pretty good, but some of the other some of the other runs he like, I think his Suicide Squad run were really bad.
I keep the Invisibles on my shelf alongside of his Marvel Boy, which is incredible. Marvel Boy is so fun. It's like he distills the spirit of that early Silver Age for Marvel. You know, the Silver Age was going on for about 7 years, and then Timely becomes Marvel, and then Marvel starts doing Spider-Man and Fantastic Four and the Stan Lee epic. You know.
Yeah.
Hello. Multiple.
Speaking of the root of all evil, did you know that there's a vegan punk metal band called Vegan Reich?
What?
Jaffo. Speaking of metal, I've been hooked on. I'm going to get their name wrong because I'm horrible at names. Oh, whoops. I had you up there the whole time there. Eric didn't even notice it.
Ooh, hello. That's okay. At least, I smile a lot.
How do you pronounce it? Amarth? Huh? How do you pronounce the name? Whoops. Darn it. Now I'm going to check it out. Oh, yeah, here we go. Amon Amarth. Amon AM. Are you guys into metal at all?
I used to be.
I'm into metal. I listen to all kinds of music except for country. I can't stand country.
I love old country music.
Yeah, old country, yeah. But they're basically this band. They're like Vikings. They look like Vikings as well. I saw them in Tokyo. But like a lot of their music is all like Viking theme. And it's just like
that's awesome.
Yeah, I've been listening to that a lot. And just
Low Specs Lennox got it.
Oh yeah, he knows everything about music, nepophilia.
I've been on a Striper kick. That's great.
A Striper? What is Striper?
Striper was a Christian rock band of the 80s. Yeah, they were a mainstream metal band in the day.
Never heard of
mainstream
it.
metal. Really, Striper? Yeah, they all have this black and yellow matching like leather outfits, and
Huh.
yeah, well, that was back then. But they were like they're all on those metal junket tours now.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like there was one that just came through town. It was Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. It was
Yep.
Def Leppard.
Yep.
And it was like I was like, wow, I missed that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Def Leppard.
I've
Yeah.
been listening to
And Motley Crue was on that tour too. I heard and it's like night and day. Crue is terrible, and Def Leppard is par excellence.
Oh, Def Leppard. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they had
one of the
a residency in Las Vegas for a couple of years.
one of the
Not
newest
Def Leppard.
bands. One of the newest bands I've been listening to was Bad Wolves. After I heard their cover to Zombie by the Cranberries.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about.
They're a pretty good band. Are you vaping, Eric?
I'm not vaping. I'm igniting flower. It's legal here. I actually use I think modern strains are so fucking strong, man. I just want a dime bag of swag, man. Like back in the day. It's like what Willie Nelson said in Half Baked. I remember when a dime bag cost a dime.
Hey,
You know?
you remember how much condoms cost?
Hey,
No.
oh,
I don't know. We never used them.
Yeah.
but I have to I make a blend now. It's like 80% of the CBD stuff and 20% of a really good sativa. Because indica just drives me bonkers. I mean, the stuff is just too strong.
Can't
no.
get any of that over here. You'll
No, yeah.
immediately
Ask
thrown
Paul
into
McCartney.
jail.
Ask Paul McCartney.
Who is the Hugh? Because the lovely Sherry listens to the HU.
The Who? Oh, wait
No.
a second.
Striper's badass.
The Who is that like metal band from Mongolia, right?
Yeah.
Right? Is that right? I think that's who she's talking about. Let me make
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. Yeah, they're that metal band
They're a band.
from Mongolia. Yeah.
Is a Mongolian folk metal band formed
Yep,
in 2016 within traditional Mongolian instrumentation.
Yep.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Well,
They
there's
they do throat singing too, kind of like.
yeah.
And you know what? Denis Villeneuve used that throat singing
I
with
love that.
Sardaukar.
Yes.
Oh,
so
wasn't
cool.
that amazing?
Yes.
I
Dude,
think
man,
that
the more
sounds
and more I watch
familiar.
that movie, yeah. Ugh.
That sounds familiar because the soundtrack to Doom Eternal,
Mm-hmm.
the main composer got an entire
Is this a game?
Doom Eternal.
Is this the new game or is
Yeah,
this an older one?
It was the latest one that came out
Okay.
a couple years ago.
Okay.
The main composer, he brought a bunch of metal singers and he had an entire metal chorus going on, and one of them was this Mongolian throat singer who would say these demonic things using a certain like his voice, and he was like supposed to be like a monk saying out these chants during the song, and every time the music would go, it would go like, you would hear the metal chorus goes like, oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, look up the soundtrack to Doom Eternal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everything, it's like this industrial mixed with heavy metal.
That's right down my alley, man.
Yeah, because
what was the last album you bought, like a rock album that you would like make a suggestion to somebody? I have an answer, but I'd like to hear yours.
Bought?
Yeah, like bought an album and enjoyed the whole rock album. It could be metal, could be hard rock, could be maybe even pop music. I mean,
when we say bought, does that have some liberties to it?
Sure. I mean, I bought the last album that I bought was 2017's Villains by Queens of the Stone Age, and I actually went ahead and bought another like $60 vinyl pressing for a friend because I was so in love with that album, and that I wanted to share it.
The last album I bought was I went to a show in Tokyo. I wasn't planning on going to any show at all, but I met a guy there from the UK. He's huge into comics, and he's the one who kind of like he didn't introduce me to the whole comic artist expo, but he got, hey, what's up, Phil TMNT?
Hey,
How's it going there?
Phil.
But he is a mutual friend of the guy who introduced me to the expo. And so he came there 2 days, and after the second day, after it was finished, we went out and we had supper. And he's like, "Hey, I'm going to watch a show. You want to go with me?" It's like, man, I haven't been to a concert since 2015. And I went to Knot Fest, saw Slipknot and a whole bunch of other bands in Tokyo. And I was like, I haven't been to anything at all. He's like, all right, let's go. I think you'll enjoy it. And the first band on was the one that he knew about. And I was like, okay, these guys are really cool. A lot of really great energy there. But then the second band came on. They were called Electric Eel Shock. And dude, their energy, they're like 70s, 80s metal kind of sound, but it's all original stuff. And they were amazing. And it was, I bought their album there at the concert. It's like I haven't done that for a long ass time. But that was the last album that I bought. Just had an amazing time at that concert.
Yeah,
really
for
fun.
me,
Let's Go
for
Shot.
me, the last album I bought was the As Daylight Dies by Killswitch Engage, and I listened to that. I listened to that CD for until it actually scratched up and I couldn't listen to it anymore. I love that I love that metalcore kind of music.
Yeah.
That's how I got into like In Flames, Soilworks, Disturbed. I actually got into metalcore because I actually watched like the second Resident Evil movie, and they did the sound. They were in the soundtrack, and on the end credits, it was "End of a Heartache," and I really got into that. And I had to find out what band played that, and so I looked them up, and I bought like every album I could of theirs.
Oh, there you go, man. Do you guys know? You guys, of course, you saw Mortal Kombat, right?
Yeah,
The new one?
No, the
Or
old one.
the old one,
original.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw
It's
that.
because the soundtrack for that was amazing.
yeah.
And one of the songs, one of my favorite songs for the soundtrack was by Fear Factory.
Yeah. Oh,
And it's just like the double bass is going crazy hardcore. Saw them at Ozfest, and then my friend who was he was in film school. He was practicing interviewing people, and he was going to do it like for like a documentary style. And we went to a concert where Static X, Fear Factory, and what's the name of the other band? Head PE. Head PE, I think that's what they're called. And he contacted all the bands, and we got to go on Fear Factory and Static X's bus and go in there and interview them. It was crazy, surreal.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, but the part that sucks is we got through. We saw Static X perform, and then Head PE came on next, and there was a whole bunch of policemen in the back of the club, and we're like, why are all these police here? And they were there on purpose, waiting for them to say one lyric to a song. I'm not kidding you guys. This shit happened.
Gotcha moment?
A gotcha moment. And as soon as they said a lyric from their song, which was basically "fuck the police," as soon as they said it, the policemen shut down the concert. They came in there and shut it all down.
That's
immediately.
Same thing happened to NWA.
Yeah. And they're like, all right, everything's shut down. Everybody close up. Shop. It's like in Fear Factory. They're a huge band. They didn't even get to come on stage. But they knew that it was going to happen. Everybody knew that it was going to happen. All the police were there waiting for him.
This is what you bigots are doing when you're ruining rings of power for all of us.
Yeah.
You're ruining it for the rest of us.
There was actually a D&D horror story I listened to,
and it had this main character, someone who's like a main character hog,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and the OP or the original poster of it said that it was so annoying to play with this character because not only was she a Mary Sue, but she also brought real life political problems into Dungeons and Dragons. Like one of the
That's what you get when you intersect the real world into our escapism.
she said one of the characters was actually played a lawful good ranger with a pet dragon.
Mm-hmm.
That looks good.
Ooh.
Thanks.
That action scene is really good.
It's coming along.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What? Okay, so she called it propaganda because she says it was like a beat cop with a canine unit, and people were just like, "Oh, that everybody in that table were like, "Oh, just shut up. We're trying stop it. We're trying to escape reality."
Yeah.
That's the whole point of it. That
Yep.
you don't have the right to have an escapism. And it's not just in our comic books. It's in tabletop gaming. It's in video gaming. It's in sports. And it's in churches now, too.
Man, I can't watch sports anymore because of that. I can't. I've stopped. The only sports I can watch are darts and
try NHL hockey. It's not much. There's like,
I've never. I like hockey. Like, trust me, I like hockey, but I've never been. And I've went to a bunch of hockey games live, but not live. Of course, they're live. I've went to a bunch of hockey games, but it's just never one of the sports I've really, really got into. But
it's a wonderful sport.
Huge baseball fan.
On the eighth day, God was bored.
Baseball.
On the eighth day, God was bored, so God created Canadians, and they created hockey. It's the sport. It's the yin and yang of sports: utter brutality and sheer grace.
But as soon as I saw like a lot of the wokeism and then the baseball players just like following into it, I was like, no, I'm done. Like, you guys aren't heroes. I don't never consider them heroes. You know what I mean?
Right, but they're not supposed to be spokespeople for a message that they probably barely even agree to. There's no agreement to that. They didn't agree to this. They're being told. They have marching orders. And your consequence is the usual, exclusion and othering. And
so
that's just.
I felt like, oh, this hits home. So yeah, fuck you guys. I'm out of here. And you know what? I don't miss it at all.
MLB.
And I have so much more time to draw and do stuff like that. Because I would sit there and waste days, time, like hours upon hours on like, watching games, following sports, following all the stats. So I'm out of it.
Were you into fantasy baseball too?
Yep. I won the league like 4 years in a row.
Oh, cool.
I knew all my stuff, dude. I knew all the stats, but the problem I had with that I really hated is I wasn't watching the game. I wasn't watching the games anymore for the teams. I was watching them for the players. And to me, like, you're wanting your team to win, but at the same time you're wanting the other team who's got a player that's on your roster to like do well. It's like, I don't like this. I just don't like this. Something's wrong. And so it just kind of all, spiraled out the same time. So it was just kind of good timing for me to just, I'm out. I'm going to focus on other things.
I love going back to the ballpark every once in a while.
It's beautiful.
Fenway is wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm blessed to have Fenway Park. Blessed to have the Red Sox. It's always a good time going to Fenway Park. Seriously.
Yeah.
My humble opinion.
Here's something I learned yesterday. MLS soccer player from Atlanta got arrested at a bar for refusing to pay for a $5 shot, and he's pulling the race card, saying that they were racially profiling him. After they repeatedly told him to either pay for the drink or you're going to be escorted out of here for criminal trespassing.
Nobody's above the law.
And this guy,
is a very, very mixed city, and I believe African American people are 60% of the population there. So I mean, perhaps it's best served to see the merits of this shakeout and to be, presented to a jury of their peers, in Atlanta.
Stop speaking so much sense there, Eric.
I can't help it.
Stop it.
I mean,
Stop
stop
it.
it. I'm trying to be angry over here. I'm trying to share my outrage with people. I need clicks. It's either this or I'm going to put googly eyes on my,
Speaking of clicks, I did another. I've been trying out these shorts as of late. They get a lot of
get a lot of traction.
I get 400 views on just one I put up. I think how long it's been up.
Wakazashi got several thousand on a sushi.
Yeah. So
it's
I don't
great.
understand. Now I've almost got 400 on this time lapse video of my inking process. I just put it up as it's not really high quality or anything. Okay, that's almost got 400 views on it. That's better than most things. I don't know if they're organic or not. I don't know what's happening with it.
Well, it counts as a view if it shows up in someone's recently I'll open up the phone app and instead of giving me my home screen, it's going to it's going to play a short for me. And so I'm hoping that, maybe I know my best soup short's got about 3K.
Really?
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, so I'm I'm into shorts because it gets me some traction. It really does. It gets me exposure. That's why, I do the bunny shorts, and the bunny shorts are pretty popular. I get several hundred hits on those regularly, and I get downvotes, which is really interesting. People
I got my
don't
first
like
downvote.
bunnies.
Yeah, I got my first downvote as well.
Why would it? Who would give a bunny a downvote?
There's one of the squirrels. There's got to be the squirrels.
That's cool.
That's I'm loving the Kirby Crackle though. This is really nice.
Yeah, I put it in there sometimes just as a little bit of homage to old Jack.
And the art form.
So there's a lot of people that I look at, and of course I'm never ever going to compare myself to anybody of those great standards, but I like to sneak their little things into my pictures here and there. Just because it's a little bit of
EVS smuggled sex into all of his backgrounds during the X-Men,
Ooh. Sorry, let me.
That blows.
I'll mute my.
Wasn't didn't Irene go on EVS's channel recently?
Did you?
No, Irene.
Oh yeah. She had the premiere of Phoenix 2 opened up, and he had her on and put her over. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I actually invited her to the stream.
Cool.
Really?
I don't I took she probably thinks I'm some kind of stalker, but I go to her streams. I really enjoy them. She's cool. She
would fit in. We're talking about art.
I told her because I hop into her streams and there's a lot of stuff that we have common opinion about, and I just the way that she kind of approaches her stuff. So I just told her through a mail to her and said, hey, your campaign is out. I know you probably don't need any more exposure than what you've got because it's been so successful. But if you wanted to pop on my stream and come chill out and draw together, you're more than welcome.
That's
so I sent her a link.
Yeah.
I don't expect her to, but I just, she seems cool.
If she does, she does. It would be really cool. I mean, I'm not going to admit to simping on Rini.
I simp.
I love Rini. She's a buoyant, man.
I like
she's
the
got
vibe.
Great energy.
Yeah, the energy. Yeah,
I love her. I love the art she's doing. It's very Dungeons and Dragons like. It's great. It's great though, and also it reminds me of the Elf Quest.
Dude, I was about to say that because I was about to pull out the comic books are right here. I was about to say it reminds me of Elf Quest.
Yeah, that her style of art reminds me of Elf Quest.
It's a modern day Elf Quest.
Yeah,
totally.
Yeah, what? And this is what gets me. Why does Heather Antos hate
hate her so much for wanting to wanting to do her own thing.
Fuck her, man. Fuck her.
Yeah,
Just fuck her.
yeah.
Like, literally.
I mean,
Ignore him.
Everyone says, "Oh, Heather Antos is very easy to get along with."
Oh, Jaffel,
Sure.
you're always welcome. Jaffel, you're always welcome, man. Yeah, just let me know when
Yeah.
you want to. I'll throw you out the link.
I got another Gemini. This is not a Gemini mailer. This is a different kind of box packaging, but it contains 2 hardcover copies of Clint Stoker's Dracula.
Ooh.
Clint Stoker is a descendant of Bram
that's
Stoker.
right. You were talking about those.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
it's
came
cute.
the
I
other
remember.
day. And we have an Eric Canetti cover, and we have a Kelsey Shannon cover. And art by Donald DeLay, I guess. And so, yeah. Let's see. And it's signed by him, too. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Donald DeLay, yeah. This is so... Until I get my copy of Cash Grab, this is the Donald DeLay that I have in my collection now.
I'm still waiting for my copy of Cash Grab.
You are
Yeah,
going to be waiting.
That was the first Indiegogo. Well, that's the first campaign that I ever backed.
Yeah,
Comes with trading cards and a wax paper and a wax thing. Like this is like baseball card, like top style.
Does
Isn't
it have
that
gum
cool?
inside of it?
No, I don't feel any gum. I don't feel it. And I don't smell it either. You could, you could. You probably tried, but you're gonna because his logo is Sweet Comics.
Yeah, because it was some blood red gum in there. It was blood gum.
That's really interesting. That came with some cards and a bookmark.
Oh, that's cool.
We got a bookmark, and we got the cards of Eric Canetti and Kelsey Shannon's art.
Oh, sweet.
It's really cool, and it's a foil cover too. This is
Do you know who did the logo?
No, I don't.
It was what's his face. He's on Twitter. He does how do you spell his name? Here, I'll look it up. It starts with an X. Xevious. Xevious.
And here's a T-shirt that came with it too.
He did the
logo
for that.
The brand, like with the T.
Yeah.
Like there.
Yeah.
So that's cool. That's the package I got. I think I spent $70 on a pretty cool. Don't let me dox myself.
I love that Sherry says those are cool, Eric.
Those are Thank you, lovely Sherry. These are cool, and it's I'm supporting. I'm supporting independent comics. Yeah.
You know what, Eric? I just had an idea. This Halloween,
Mm-hmm.
you should go as Eric of Melimerne. How do you pronounce it? Melimerne. You know Elric?
No, I don't.
Whoa, Eric! It's the like Nerdrotic is and what's his face? Razor Fist were all going crazy about it. So I checked it out. It's really cool. Like you could tell that George R.R. Martin got a lot of stuff from Game of Thrones for the Song of Ice and Fire from him.
I watched House of the Dragon episode 1, and that is done right.
It's good. Yeah.
That is completely immersive.
Yep.
I'm back in Westeros mentally.
Yeah,
and
it sucks.
That
I'm back in there.
That is why this show is doing so much better than Rings of Power.
Yes. Yeah.
It just is, because it's like there was like boobs and blood and fucking, and there was like I'm like, this is Game of Thrones, and then there was like the unfortunate the baby scene, and I mean that was completely like that here we go, we're back. All right, tonally.
And the less that people talk about things from that who are involved with the production and everything, just shut up.
The better.
Don't say anything. Don't tell us what this is a metaphor for or anything like that. There's nothing to do with it. Just shut up. Let us enjoy it. Let us escape into this world.
Yeah.
Which it's the first time that I've gotten and you hear that music, the intro music used to like. Speaking of PTSD, you know what I mean? That music, you would hear it and it would take you back to season 8. You're like, oh, I don't want to hear that music ever again.
Yeah, or see the cogs of see the game.
Yeah, but now you hear it, you're like, oh, I'm excited because it's House of the Dragon now. You associate it with that. You're gonna really enjoy episode 3.
Yeah, I hope. So I'm parsing this out. I'm watching it with friends over, like old friends over Zoom, and so we all saw it together for the first time. We've all been holding off.
Yep.
And it's a nice way that to connect us, because we're all big Game of Thrones fans. And so I was like, hey, look, that's a high tower. Look at look at the shield. I mean, it's got it's got all the attention to detail.
Attention to detail. You know
yes, what I mean? And the show not tell. And so it's like, it's all baked in. And I'm like, look at the King's Council. He's got a hand. He's got a Minister of Coin. He's got a Meister. He's got a Whisper. Like look at that.
Dude, like, the hand, he is so good. Like his character, he's conniving. He's like a mixture of Lannister. What's his face? Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting the name. The father.
Tywin.
Yeah.
He's like a mixture of Tywin with with Varys, Lord Varys, with Littlefinger. He's like a mixture of all. I'm not gonna like spoil anything for you at all, but but it's just they spent time on dialogue. Like Jaffo, I'm probably gonna be on for another probably be on about 2:00 for another. Oh shoot, is it already? We've been on here for 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Wowzers! Again?
Yeah, again. Yeah, it just I don't even like the time just flies by just
if
like
only
this.
Church could have been this cool.
Probably do it for about maybe another hour and a half, I guess.
And this is good because we keep James's mind occupied, so his hands can be productive.
More than one way. Yeah, but they pay attention to the dialogue. Like what I love about. Okay, Jaffo, I don't know. How do I get you a link? Are we on Twitter? I don't know what your Twitter or. Are we friends on Twitter? Because you might be under a different name. I'm so bad with names, but there are parts of episode 3 or other episodes too, where there's like lots of dragons and death and everything. For me, I just love the interaction between the characters, the dialogue, the character building, the conflicts, and I am Jaffa. Okay, I'll throw you a link.
Yes, I am Jaffel. Is that for just another effing observer or just another flight officer? It's a Blue Thunder reference, I think.
I'll throw a link here. I got you, man. Here we go. Yeah, but just the dialogue, and then it's well thought out. It's constructed. And the crazy thing is the book itself. There's no dialogue really.
Mm-hmm.
It's just an unreliable narrator going through what happened, and so the fact that all of this is original dialogue is great.
Yeah, this is how you write dialogue. Not try to insert what you think the characters would say.
Exactly.
It's what what you think the characters would say. It's what the characters personality would say.
Right.
I don't know if that makes sense, but
no, it does. Yeah. You're not doing a self-insert.
Yeah. It's like that guy, the Numenorian in Rings of Power, just some guy calls him Aragorn Light, because he is this guy is just a stand-in for Aragorn.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm never gonna watch that series at all.
Yeah, me neither.
It's not my cup of tea anyway.
Nope.
I haven't watched the Hobbit movies. I'm not interested.
I watched 1.5 the Hobbit movies and didn't enjoy. Just didn't do it for me at all, because I knew what was going on. I knew that this had been corporatized. It had been. It wasn't what the original trilogy was, because basically Hollywood had got its fingers in there.
Yeah,
it's talons.
Yeah, but like I said, with me, the new stuff,
the new Star Wars gave me a different kind of a new kind of love for for the prequel trilogy.
Yeah, that's
Good.
what some people have been saying. But for me, I still like won't consider The Hobbit even worth watching now because I don't even. Okay. It's still shit, but
But
you know, I I don't even think the Rings of Power is even worthy of being called shit. I just don't. I don't even give it like any acknowledgement of existing. It's not even in my world. I just
I
make
mean,
fun of it.
right. It's
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah. I see it. It's like well, that's just the Amazon universe, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have the ability to compartmentalize this and be like, I wish this kind of vision for the rest of you. You know what I mean? That like her suffering
Yeah.
from this adaptation. I mean, and yeah, it's not made for you.
Yeah,
Hey.
even Nerd Cookies hates the show, and she usually gives everything a chance.
She's very fair. Elaine's awesome. I mean, yeah, I love her material.
Oh,
Yeah.
we never got around to do that Dune thing, did we?
We will.
Yeah.
It'll happen in its own when as Kurt
When the
Vonnegut
timing is
said,
right.
when the time
Yeah.
is ripe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Time has ripeness. It will fall from the tree like the fruit, and it'll be a nice bite. Indeed.
Okay, here's something that I always have an issue, not an issue with, but I always try to find movies that I could have on in the background
Mm-hmm.
that I don't have to pay attention to
Mm-hmm.
while I'm drawing. Now, I don't know. You guys have any recommendations? Because for me, I could always have like a movie like V for Vendetta on the background because it's all you could just listen to the dialogue and enjoy the movie, and watching it is like an extra, you know.
Yeah, for me, I always pick cheesy '80s action movies or horror movies.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I would pick up like Madman or Madman, Slaughterhouse, Missing in Action.
Oh, Missing in Action, yeah.
I was gonna suggest a canon movie as well.
Yeah.
Missing in Action was any canon movie, but like Breaking 2, Electric Boogaloo. The music will keep you going, and you'll look up and you're like, oh wow, look at that! Look, they're dressed like that and they're breakdancing.
Delta Force is a good one too.
Mega Force. You ever seen Mega Force?
I saw the Riff Tracks version.
Oh gee, it's a terrible movie. It's so terrible. It's great. I grew up on that movie.
Let's see. The Delta Force.
Iron Eagle.
Yeah, Iron Eagle.
Iron Eagle 2. She was actually pretty darn good. Let's see. I love like ninja movies.
Five
Elemental Ninjas. You get that going in the background, man.
Well, that's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah, because you know the movie inside and out. And
the Death Wish
put that
movies.
On the list.
The Death Wish movies.
Let's see. Maybe like the Dark Crystal. Labyrinth.
Yeah.
I love these movies. You know what I mean? Just like they were the competition of those Gilliam movies, and they all pulled from the same quell of these practical effects as well. You know, The Never-Ending Story.
Oh, I love that
movie,
one,
man.
Yeah.
Art Attack. Don't get swallowed by the swamps of sadness. Art Attack.
Like who I can't remember who it was who put that up on Twitter. It's like if you didn't cry at that.
Yeah.
Oh,
you may be a replicant.
Yeah. You need to.
That's your Voight Camp test. You lack empathy.
Oh, I just watched that yesterday too. Well, had it on the background.
Which one? Blade Runner? Okay, which version do you recall? Probably Final Cut.
It's the director's cut.
Okay.
It doesn't have the voiceover.
Okay.
Yeah.
And no happy ending, and I've recently watched all 5 versions of that. Then I watched 2049. And I'm about to finish my book. I'm at the end of my book, Future Noir. And this is the making of Blade Runner. This is the second edition that came out in 2017, before.
I thought you.
Yeah, this is really. Go ahead.
I thought it was Do Robots Dream of Sleep of Robot Sheep?
Yes, by Philip K. Dick. I read that as well. For after I hadn't read it in years. So I give that a reread. I'm doing like a big 40th anniversary kind of, I call it a dive. And I went out and I got, no, I've had the final cut on DVD, I mean, Blu-ray for a while. But what I remember from childhood, I've had some really good talks with Gray from Wakazashi's Tea House about this too.
Yeah.
And he's actually got a series going. He's got part 3 coming soon. But there is, I remember the original cut from childhood. That was the version we rented from the video store and got pizza. And I remember eating pizza and watching this movie. And I like the gumshoe narration. And I didn't mind the happy ending either. But it's really awesome to be finding out more and more details about this movie over time. And then the subsequent re-releases and how this is closer to Ridley Scott's original vision, and he finally got there, like as an artist. Now you're able to, go back 30 years later and make it like exactly the way you wanted it. Yeah.
So which version do you recommend?
Okay, I got the 5-disc Ultimate Collection that has all 5 prints on it, and for the first time, I watched something called the Work Print. And it has no happy ending, and it has one new bit of dialogue that's the voiceover. It's at Batty's death, and it's the only time you hear Harrison Ford doing the voiceover. But it has a different opening sequence. It has different opening credits. It has a dictionary page on what a replicant is. Taken from this the dictionary 2016, copyright 2016. So it's like, it's got a different title card. It does not open with the eye, and there's no unicorn.
Okay.
And so, but it's no happy ending. So it leaves it right when, with Deckard finding the tinfoil unicorn and the doors closing, and then it says the end. And it also has a little bit of different musics in places because Vangelis hadn't completed it yet or something. So they had different music to put in there, and it works really nicely. I really enjoyed the work print because it was a new spin on an old friend. Usually I prefer the Criterion 1982 international version because it's got more violence. Batty puts the nail through his hand. But you get the there's no unicorn scene, and you get the happy ending, and it's the original Deckard dialogue over it, that gumshoe thing, that the detective, hard-boiled detective thing,
right?
And because I think that makes it more noirish. I think that the other versions are really good because then now you definitely have show don't tell. And but in work print itself, some of the ambient sounds of the city are just bumped up a bit in the sound design, and so you really hear the rain, and you really hear the street sounds. And so L.A. 2017 becomes so much more visceral.
Right.
Yeah, and if you can get I got this used off of Amazon for less than $20, and it's really worth it.
I feel like I need to order a bunch of things before I go to the States, get them all delivered to my hotel because I'm going to be there for a week.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe you're gonna bring an empty suitcase, right?
Yep.
Or buy one while you're here.
Well, I'll just put a suitcase within my suitcase, and then.
Yeah.
Well, with some of the movies that I'll watch are from the Canon Film Collection.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I'm writing, I'll put on these cheesy 80s horror movies and action movies like Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, Cobra,
Last Dragon.
Cobra,
Over the Top.
Yes, Over the Top.
Yeah.
Death Wish 3, Invasion USA.
Invasion USA.
Yeah.
Anything with Chuck Norris, man. Like Lone Wolf McQuaid. Oh, Forced Vengeance. Oh God, there are great scenes in that. It's horrible.
Bloodsport.
The Octagon.
Bloodsport's awesome. Yeah.
I remember the first time I saw a ninja on screen was in the Octagon. Chuck Norris.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll even put in Masters of the Universe if I'm feeling if I have a
That was one movie I really wanted to like when I was a kid, but I was like,
yeah,
It
one of the
it focused
things,
too much on side characters for me.
yeah, one of the things that Neon said, because he's a big Masters of the Universe fan,
Yeah.
Mhm.
he said that one like a lot of the ideas ended up on the cutting room floor. Like they wanted to have Orko in it, but it was too expensive to create a puppet for it. So
Mhm.
they had made
Made Gwendolyn instead
yeah, they made
Yeah.
Gwendolyn.
in the
And
Cosmic Key.
yeah,
That's
and they wanted it to all be in Eternia, but they saw that it would be
this was it. And
Yeah.
then because we mentioned it earlier too, you made a cyborg reference with Jean-Claude Van Damme. So
Yeah.
everything in this movie ended up being in cyborg, like the practical effects and shit like that, like the
Yeah,
Eternia
yeah.
stuff. That was like its sister movie, right? Am I?
yeah, like a lot of they greenlit before the movie came out. They already greenlit a sequel,
Mhm.
and they were already doing pre-productions with it, but the reviews were so bad for Masters of the Universe that they took what was left from Masters of the Universe and put it into Cyborg.
Mhm.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
not know that. That movie
Yeah.
really weirded me out.
Like
Yeah.
the costume the main bad guy wore
Yeah.
in Cyborg,
Yeah.
that was supposed to be Skeletor's new costume.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
These
I had
two
no
movies
idea.
overlap. Yeah, production wise.
I
Yeah,
did not know that.
it's productions. Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah, they were supposed to be that, like a lot of the set pieces and the costumes and things and the ideas were supposed to be for Masters of the Universe too.
Wow.
But
I'm blown away.
yeah,
I'm blown
Look
away. I
up-
had no idea at all.
look up good bad flicks and look at for Cyborg, because he does a real in-depth look at it.
I'm going to get a little bit expressive here with this paintbrush. You want to get, that's the thing about this. You don't have the Control X key, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you just gotta feel that, like, where's it going?
Yeah, kind of like it's kind of like Anna. She's always in the zone when she's doing it. She doesn't even let go of the mouse when she does it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with me, I don't have the mouse option.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
There you go. I'm kind of going like calligraphy sense. Gonna bring in some Japanese calligraphy.
Ooh.
No, because you got to do the pressure of the brush.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I should bring some in there. Yeah. There we go. What were we talking about?
That thing and the other thing.
Yeah, that thing.
Well, here's one for us. Batman the Animated Series has celebrated a birthday. It's 30 years old, huh?
Oh,
That's right. That's right.
Happy birthday, Batman.
mm.
Indeed, huh? That means Harley Quinn's 30 years old. That means she's age appropriate for me now. Yay!
I'd still give it the time of day.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, geez, I have a running theory that every Harley that we've had since the New 52 is actually delirium of the endless, and mortal guys hanging out. You know, while our real Harley is somewhere else.
There we go. Some expressive.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get one shot at it. Jinja,
Say
have
two,
you
it's a
seen
fight.
Sheen Ultraman? Dude, low spec. There have been so many Ultraman, and no, I haven't seen Sheen Ultraman. I know they got like the Sheen Godzilla, but no, I haven't seen that. I haven't really watched a whole lot of the Ultraman stuff. Actually, I don't think I've just watched like a bit. Oh, this camera is pissing me off. Sorry. It's not the camera that's making me mad. It's just the setup I've got. It is. If you saw the setup, you would laugh.
Mm-hmm.
I've got boards,
Yeah.
like clamps. I've got the whole poor man's setup here. But I haven't watched any Ultraman other than like a couple things I saw on TV. Yeah. What were we talking about again? I can't remember.
Yeah.
The place.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Movies to have on in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I always think, oh, that'll be good to have on the background, and then I'll look over and I'll start watching it, and I'll be like, oh shit, no, I should be doing work right now. Because the great thing, I can listen to music sometimes and draw it because you get into the rhythm of the music. But if you can't find that right music, it's a bit difficult. But when you're watching a movie, it's this kind of atmosphere. You got people talking around you, so you feel like you're amongst people, and I get like energy from that. So I'm going to not work too much more on this picture right here. I don't want to like overwork it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. You know when to say when.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah.
The hell?
What's that?
Oh, I was just saying that looks like the newest Black Panther writer, John Ridley.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, he created a new Black Panther villain called the Colonialist.
Good
Nope.
for him.
Good for you.
Good for you.
Yeah, not going to be watching any of it.
You raped Superman, and
Yeah.
now you're gonna do this. Good for
Yeah.
you.
I saw like somebody put. I'm not going to watch any of that. I don't care if it's good or not. I'm not going to watch any of it.
No,
what?
it's a new comic. It's a new comic book. He's in charge. He's doing a Black Panther run.
First question I have is, why did the Wakandans allow that to happen then historically? Aren't they culpable? Or isn't there silent consent? Isn't their silence consent? I mean, I don't give a fuck. I mean, just like those.
Don't
come
think,
on.
just consume.
Next product.
Yeah.
It's called a Colonialist. I mean, what the? And
Of course.
an evil white guy. It looks like
Sure.
an evil white guy with a.
I hope he looks like grinning Leo DiCaprio in Django Unchained. I hope he looks like the meme.
Do you know what I should do right now? I should actually, even though I don't, should promote the comic book that I'm making with Tom.
Yeah.
Tom, are you still there? Are you alive?
Tell him where you're from.
I'm going to put in the chat a link to our Indiegogo project. We've got 23 days left to go. We've got 28 backers, and we've got. I'm going to update the page here soon, maybe tomorrow or the day after, with some new artwork on there. I'm actually thinking of doing an artist intro video, and just kind of like, I'm looking at other campaigns and talking to people and trying to get some ideas of how we could spice ours up or do some, nothing's ever perfect, and try to get some good advice on, how we can up our game. But yeah, for all of those people out there that are interested, go check it out. 23 days left, and yeah, no time at all. Just seems to fly by. But there we go.
Indeed.
There we go.
I was just looking at some 9/11 tweets.
Ah, yes.
Today's National Remembrance Day. I forgot all about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too. So whenever I started the stream, I was like, oh, yeah, because I looked at Twitter. It's like 9/11. I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. But, oh, yeah. Oh. Being here in Japan, you just miss out on things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ooh, hey, check this out. I got good news. I got a milestone birthday coming up this November, and on
40?
The night of my birthday, the Blackhawks are in town to play the Bruins.
Oh, no way.
I'm a huge hockey fan, and I'm blessed to have kept all my high school friends and my childhood best friend.
Yep.
And so I bought 6 tickets in the balcony, and I'm bringing 3
No
of my
way.
high school best friends, my childhood best friend, and my adult best friend.
And this guy from YouTube that's got like a drawing channel that he does. And huh? What?
Exactly. Aw.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah. So, because I was like,
Congratulations.
fuck it. I was like, I just pulled the trigger on it. I was like, stop thinking about it. Just do it. You can afford
just do it.
It's just like, it cost me $730 for 6 tickets in the balcony with ticket charges and everything. But still, I was like, kid, we're going. This is what I want to do for my birthday. This is seriously. I mean, do not give me a surprise party. You'll give me a panic attack.
Like,
I literally,
look,
yeah.
money comes and goes. It just comes and goes.
Yeah.
If you feel it, do it.
Yep. And you know what? Pay for supper, pay for my beer. That's it. You know what I mean? It's my birthday. And that's just pretty great. And I'm an only child too. So I grew up to find plenty of brothers and sisters.
Yep.
But I mean, this is going to be, it's nice. And thank you for letting me share that with you. I mean,
That's awesome, dude.
It's going to be good.
And
Yes.
it's going to be, is it the Big 5-0?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Half a century.
No shit, huh? Here I am at 50 years old making videos about comic books every day. And just the way I want it.
Exactly. If you're doing, I love this spot. Sorry. There's this part in my painting that I got on accident. And I wish I could create accidents on purpose, but they're so, you know what I mean?
It's kind of got this like Sin City kind of look to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I love
that starkness.
Yeah. Those comic books, I could look at those forever. I don't have to read the story. I just look at them.
Look at the art. It's so stark.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but we're doing things that we like.
Exactly.
But I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but like Wes brought up when he did a video this week about Heather Antos, he said that she's doing this out of spite.
Probably. Sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
And yeah.
Why doesn't she just quit if she hates the job so much?
There's a balance. There's a balance in this universe, Juan. Okay, and it's forces of good, forces of evil, and then we also have forces of Jaffo.
Hello.
Hey.
How did you like that transition there? There we go.
There you go.
Welcome,
ladies
Jaffo.
and gentlemen.
Hey.
First time on the show.
You're on mute, Jaffo.
Uh-oh. Oh, he might be.
Is it on your bottom on your StreamYard screen, or is it the
no.
button on your microphone?
Your mic.
Oh, there it goes.
Mic is muted.
Yeah, his mic is muted on his end.
Yeah.
How about now?
Okay, we can hear you now.
Yeah.
You can raise
There
the
we go.
hand and
Welcome.
Actually, it was just the wrong mic. I didn't have it set to my mic. I had it set to my laptop.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit low there, but
Yeah.
if we can
raise your
I
gain
can
a
fix
little
it.
bit, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Give me a sec.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I was saying is just like you're gonna have those kind of people out there. You know what I mean? There's gonna be people, and I think one of the experiences I've talked about it before was like my trip to India, where everybody was out there they were out there for goodwill. We're there to do volunteer work. We're there to help out people. Villages had burnt down, and we were out there to like help them with our donations and help them with physical labor. And there was one person in the group, this bad apple, who at any chance that she could take was just trying to cause conflict, trying to like cause some kind of ruckus between everybody. It's like, why are you even here?
Yeah.
Every single thing was negative too. Every single thing. It's like there's just people out there like that.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's just unfortunate, but it's just how the world works.
Yeah.
But Jaffo, so Jaffo is also an artist here.
Really?
Indeed. What are you working on?
I am a janitor. We'll put it that way.
So,
Custodial services, one could say.
sure. Give me just a sec. I might get kicked out. I needed to in order to screen share, I may have to actually restart. So give me just a sec.
Okay.
Sure, take your
No
time.
problem, man. Take your time. Yeah.
As we say in the wood shop, measure twice, cut once.
Oh man. I do woodworking here
Yeah.
in my studio. I've got like table saws. I got all this. I've got the whole get up here. I've got like a huge everything. I make my own frames. I make I make cabinets and
That's
all kinds of
wonderful.
stuff.
I took that in high school, man.
Yeah.
I've just been self-taught. I just watch videos and okay, here we go. I'm gonna add that to stream as well. There we go. Look
Here
at
we
that.
go.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yes, measuring twice. Yeah. For me, it's measure like 4 or 5 times. Gonna get it wrong.
Right.
Yeah. I was actually oh, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. You're fine.
No, it's your stream.
Oh no, go for it.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I finally got to work I work in construction, and I finally got to work yesterday, because for the past few weeks we've had a heat wave, or the past few days we had a heat wave, and one of the things is like working in I work at a garage door company, and in order to install garage doors, we need to put the doors inside the garage. And if it was 102 outside, it's going to be double that inside. So I was so happy to go back to work, and yeah, I didn't even mind that we messed up a measurement. Oh,
Hey,
your cat.
Yeah.
Hello, cat.
She's meowing.
What's her name?
Mimi. Mimi means ear.
Really?
I'm trying to. Is this a shared screen, Jaffo? Oh, we've lost audio on him again. I'm trying to figure out how to get this. No. Trying to figure out how to get. Oh, here we go. I need to add him to stream. And then. Oh, there you go. We got you.
Hello.
All right. Am I still too low?
No,
you
it sounds
sound
better
good.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, you got no lag either. That was
Okay.
nice. All right.
Oh, that's okay. I'm trying to get it to where, so that's a shared screen. So we can't have like trying to get my artwork and his artwork up there at the same time.
You can I'm wondering, can I use my shared screen as my instead of my camera? Can I use it as my camera instead?
I have no idea.
Let me see under settings. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and see what happens.
Okay.
And then if I can switch it, I don't know.
Hey, this is the place to test it.
Yeah, testing. 1, 2.
Yeah.
Testes. 1, 2.
Testes.
Testes. 1, 2, 3. That's how I sound. That's how I check my mic.
Me too, man.
The wily
Nobody
waiter
gets
with
it.
the walrus with waxed lips.
It doesn't seem to let me. It seems to just give me options. Like I have my laptop camera.
Yeah,
I have if I connect my phone, I have that as an option for a camera, and then I have my actual camera that I have set up. So
Yeah, it's only allowing me to do that as a. I am.
Yeah, that's
not,
a weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not really sure what that's all about.
So where are you geographically, Jaffo?
Virginia.
Nice.
It has its
North
pluses and its minuses.
Yeah. I'm North Carolina myself.
All right. Yeah, I used to live in Asheville.
That's where my brother lives.
Okay. Does he
Well,
like
around
it?
that area. Oh yes, he loves it. He's up in the mountain. Like he's like deep within the mountains. Like
Okay.
they've got their own farm.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they're living the life up there. But now I grew up on the coast
All right.
near Emerald Isle.
Okay.
Yeah, out that area. Really pretty. But yeah, I wonder how I could. Yeah, so I didn't know it was going to be on a computer screen.
Yeah, there.
Have you tried just the share screen?
Let me try. You know what
Well-
I have an option for? It also gives me an option. So like when I go to share,
Yeah.
It's kind of, hold on, I might have to move my mic out of the way, but
Okay.
it gives me an option. I'm gonna fiddle with things. So, can you hear me fine, or is it?
Oh yeah, you sound perfect. Perfect.
Okay,
High
great.
five.
I've never actually used my mic in this way, so I'm used to just like basically swallowing the big black cock when I talk into it.
Heyo.
Hey.
So, gotta love the BBC.
No, we don't judge here.
But I have the option to the screen, and I also have an
Really
option to a window. So I'll try the window for the app that I use, but like I don't know if that'll make a difference. So, but I mean, fundamentally, I don't see why it would make a difference for what you need to do.
Let's see. I'm going to add it to. Let's see what's going on here. So if I add it to stream, it does this, and then if I try to, whenever I minimize it back down, I can get it to where it's just me and you, your shared screen, and then
that's
mine.
Yeah, we want Eric's face. Eric is pretty, so put Eric back up.
Hello.
And then we got another artist.
Oh my goodness!
For what it's worth, for all the BBC and Eric's pretty references, I'm not gay. I'm married and happily so.
We don't judge here.
Hey, yeah. Whatever floats your boat, bro.
Hey, Makini.
What's up, Makini?
Good to see you guys still going. Just give me a sec.
Konnichiwa.
Yeah, I didn't know if you were going to be able to come on today because I saw you put on Twitter that you're going to take the day off.
No, last night.
See, I get all mixed up with like all this.
Remember, you're like a day.
I'm in the future.
Just give me a sec. I'll turn the camera on. Just give me a second.
Problem. Try to do this.
Yeah, so I saw it on Megan's channel. She says that she's going to cut back on some of the streams she's doing because she seemed pretty burnt out on one of her reviews.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you got to do.
Catches up with
it's a good way to test it out, though. You do a whole bunch. You're like, okay, I can't do this. So
I saw her on the Weebs and Waifu stream the other night with Fatal and the crew. So
yeah.
Let her. What you gotta do.
Yeah, let her rest.
Yeah,
it's tough being popular. Really, yeah. I mean, seriously. I mean, like, it's one of the worst things in the world to decline invites. I mean, I mean, and then after a little while too, it's like you people won't stop inviting you too. So it's just a natural thing. So it's more of like, but also it's like working on content. You got to just make time and keep at it. And like I shot 3 episodes this morning before I came on here because I needed to get my chores done. I needed to make sure that my content was like solid. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Set. And there we go.
Here we go.
There we go.
So what are you working on today?
Finishing this up because this is for Monday's video, so I got to finish up the background.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like how you're really pushing these backgrounds now. You're challenging them.
Trying to do like a cyberpunkish like Italian villa / cathedral or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like that feeling of being hunted. If I get my camera to focus, there we go. Focus. There we go.
Just point at the boobs.
No, that's there we go. There we go. Still work in progress though. Still kind of.
I like that one. I actually, just for what it's worth, it's subtle, but I like the subtle upward angle of that one.
I tried to do it. Yeah. I really did try something more dynamic. I really did.
It's subtle, but it's just enough.
Yeah, it's a challenging perspective. It can just slightly off and it looks strange, or it does if it's not done enough, it just looks
Yeah, trying to create the feeling of scale of it.
Standing worm perspective.
Yeah. It's tricky.
Upright puppy.
Yeah.
They're on floor level, but looking up at you at a certain angle in height.
Right.
Upward puppy.
Upward puppy, is that like the opposite of a counterpart of downward dog?
Yeah, something like that.
There we go.
I was gonna say, is there a breed of dog that's is there a breed of dog that starts with the U? Because you could probably try that.
Let's try to think of one. No, I'm not smart enough.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I heard a sound. Is that my computer? Must have been my computer talking to me. I can't remember what we were talking about earlier.
You know, this, that, and the other thing.
Yeah.
This, that, and the third.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were talking about Kirby Crackle.
Kirby Crackle, just like, negative people.
And negative
just
spaces.
Want to start trouble.
But also negative spaces. I mean, look, you're taking advantage of, like, it's just like Jailhouse Rock. This is like the negative spaces. You get this pronouncement of music, and then you have this hollow space underneath it that supports it. This negative space of silence. And it's so sparse and it's so direct. So, and that's what your art is coming off as right now. Very black and white, very like Sin City-ish.
Well, and the challenge here is that I've got to do, I'm doing a black and white and I'm doing a color version. So correct. I have to make the black and white as strong, like it has to be standalone, right? It has to work completely as black and white.
Mm-hmm.
And it has to work as color as well. So I have to make the black and white really engaging. So, but for me, it's just, I just want to keep it black and white sometimes. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But, gotta get some color in there.
I disagree. What I think you need to do is release a separate book that specifically explains why it doesn't do that and why people need to read another book in order to understand your visual style. And then
a variant cover.
I don't know. Yeah. With a variant cover,
right.
That's just a pencil drawing.
Yeah, 3D holographic pencil drawing.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Lenticular pencil drawing.
Yeah, lenticular. Yeah.
Think about that. It's lenticular, but it's a stick figure, but it's lenticular.
It'll sell off the shelves.
So many units.
Oh, man, I wish I could figure a way to get Jaffo's screen as.
We'll get it. It'll happen.
I just have to, like, every once in a while, I'll just pop it up there, Jaffo, if that's okay.
I don't care.
All right. Cool. Let's see. We already talked a bit about House of the Dragon.
Oh.
What was something else that I saw the other day? Oh, anybody see Cobra Kai?
No.
Oh,
not my cup of tea, but I hear everyone loves it.
Yeah, I heard everybody loves it.
It's on my list. It's on my list right now. I've seen all 4 seasons when it came out.
Yep.
And I remember this stupid I don't know if it's a blog or something, but somebody was complaining that why isn't the main character of Cobra Kai Asian?
Was it Heather Antos?
Nah, it wasn't Heather Antos, but it's like, why that is just the biggest stereotype you could put. You could put on a show right now about martial arts.
Sure.
Same thing with Iron Fist. Same thing with Storm Shadow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, Snake Eyes.
Yeah, Snake Eyes.
I'm with you. I'm picking out what you're putting down. You know, as a lifelong G.I. Joe fan, I want to say this much. That really wasn't a Snake Eyes movie. That was Quick Kick's movie.
Yes.
That was totally like Quick Kick's character, just grafted on the Snake Eyes. I mean, just as knowing my Joes up to about 87 or 88 or so.
Yeah,
I cried when Quick Kick died. He got shot.
Yeah, along with Rock and Roll and
Doc. And,
yeah.
It was sad. It was a sad day for the Joes.
Yeah. And I was so convinced Larry Hama would never let any of the Joes die.
You know, but it advanced the story, man. I remember I was a kid getting like issue 14 and issue 15. That's the first issues I got in the mail. And it was like Major Blood versus Snake Eyes with Quinn the Eskimo. and this other Cobra operative named Scarface. You know him because he had this scar across his nose. And Quinn the Eskimo and Scarface ended up getting killed. And I was like, this is the first time I saw like knocking off these characters, because I was looking forward to make a Quinn action figure or a Scarface. I loved having Cobras. They were like my big thing.
Yeah, I remember Transformers movie that destroyed me when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Optimus.
Oh yeah, who didn't?
Oh,
Jeez.
Talk
Man.
about ruining childhoods,
Oh
man.
my
Before
gosh.
we had the vocabulary for such acts.
Yeah.
they,
Still,
they,
still
yeah. The
haven't
thing
recovered from that.
I remember, I saw that they were going to kill Duke in the G.I. Joe movie, but with all the backlash that they got from them killing
Optimus?
off Optimus,
Uh-huh.
they decided not to.
Yeah, that was probably a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, they had Lieutenant Falcon just waiting to jump in his grave, and was that Flint's brother or was that Duke's brother?
It was Flint's. It was Duke's brother,
Okay.
but originally it was supposed to be General Hawk's son,
Oh, okay.
which was why they named him Lieutenant Falcon.
Man, I got Duke in the mail with box tops before he was released. Yeah, he had this grin. The original Duke action figure has this grin.
Yeah,
It's weird look. It was like, oh, look at that smile on his face. Like,
Did you guys bury your G.I. Joe figures?
all
You
the
were a kid?
time.
Oh yeah.
We set them on fire. We beat the out of them. Threw rocks at them. We attach firecrackers. We get our hands on
Oh, yeah.
firecrackers because they're contraband, and they're even contraband in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts until today. It's illegal to possess firecrackers and fireworks.
yeah. I remember I saw that in the movie The Boy That Could Fly, where one of the kids was burying his G.I. Joes.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah. I forgot about that
Set
movie.
them on fire. We use magnifying glasses, matches, anything. We're destructive children.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I remember that movie because out of the blue, I was talking to my sister, and she brought up movies that she would watch, but I would hate to watch them with her because she would insist on us watching the movies with her, even though I hated those movies. And like one of them was like Fire with Fire, The Boy That Could Fly, Moulin
Fire
Rouge.
with Fire is an amazing movie. Don't take that back.
What
I'm
movie?
kidding. Virginia Madsen, Fire with Fire. She plays like the girls' school, and then she meets the boy from the reform school in the
Oh, I haven't
forest,
seen
and they
that.
fall in love, and they run away. It's this
Yeah.
80s movie, man. It's
Twilight?
glorious. It's better
Yeah.
than Twilight.
It was before Twilight. It was
Yeah.
Twilight before Twilight.
Virginia Madsen, she's so hot.
I don't know. I got a bad rap of it, maybe because I've seen it so many times that I
Maybe,
couldn't
yeah.
stand it. Yeah, my sister would watch it so many times, along with Moulin Rouge and The Boy That Could Fly. I was like, oh god, just turn them off. I can't stand it.
What do we got going here? Ooh, look at that.
Well,
Indeed. Hello.
Oh, hey, sorry. Yeah, I'm trying to find other things to work on.
I got you.
That kind of reminds me of Bronson's work.
Bronson, who's that?
Oh, he was a prisoner in England, but he never got out.
That guy. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
They made a movie about him, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, with what's his face?
Yeah,
Tom Hardy.
Didn't he?
Hardy.
He did something like when he was in isolation, he would draw, didn't he? I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
He actually took the art director hostage because they were shutting down the art program.
Oh yeah. I know in like California, I think they have there's a type of drawing that's called paños, which is like it's largely done when people are put in solitary and they draw on like toilet paper or whatever they're given or whatever they have.
Yeah.
So I haven't looked them up in a while, but
Yeah, there's a lot of like I remember, was it Juxtapose magazine or something of the sort? They did like a thing on prisoner artwork. There was some really surreal stuff in there, man. Some psychedelic. Mess with your mind.
There's a crossover I just found of G.I. Joe,
Mm-hmm.
G.I. Joe and Danger Girl.
Oh yeah. J. Scott Campbell draws the best Baroness.
Yeah.
I been love the Baroness.
She's hot.
Yeah, the thing is like the Danger Girls is like an offshoot of the Danger Girl is like an offshoot of G.I. Joe. They even have their own type of Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're teaming up with the actual G.I. Joe.
Too much booty there. This is
Bootylicious.
This is the Baroness. This is the Kotobukiya Bushojo.
Oh god,
And,
I have like 5 of those up on my shelf.
I got the. I know I could have got the traditional black outfit, but I kind of like this is like Cottonmouth's colors. You know what I mean? And he drove the boat, like the hydrofoil. Not
Oh,
the
yeah.
hydrofoil, but
Yep.
I
Love it.
it's called
Yep.
the water moccasin, which was
Is that Mary?
But-
Is that Mary Marvel in the background?
yes.
Okay.
I love
Ooh,
this
nice shot.
Bushojo. Yes, I mean this is what sold me on it was this perfect butt. She's got a butt like
Yep.
Agentha from ABBA. I mean, this gorgeous like sculpture. As a man, I'm like, this is art to me. This
Did you
is
say ABBA?
ABBA, yeah, like the blonde lady from ABBA.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm glad we're on the
Retro
same
person.
page there, bud.
Yes, please.
Yes.
They were both beautiful.
You're speaking
But-
men of cult. You are speaking culture, my friend. In there.
Yep.
Yeah,
I've watched those videos over on repeat.
I love Baroness. I had her action figure when I was a kid. I had Destro. I'm looking for that perfect cosplay girl because I'm bald. I will shave my head and I will put on silver makeup I will look cartoon perfect.
Damn
And
good Baroness cosplays.
and I will-
I remember watching the trailer for. I remember. I think it was on the stream. We were watching seeing the trailer for Snake Eyes, and then the moment they got to the Baroness, I was like, "That's not the Baroness." And I immediately just did a Google search of Baroness cosplays, and I'm like, "Come
Damn.
on, guys!"
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
a couple of Baronesses at Fan Expo Boston with a really good Cobra Commander. Not a Destro though, but
Yeah.
still. I mean, silver helmeted one too. I didn't see any hooded. You don't see any hooded Cobra Commanders anymore.
So I got 7 of those.
Oh, yeah?
Two
love
of them are in the box because one of them are two of them are broken, sadly.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of them was Starfire, and that was like the most beautiful one ever.
oh, wow.
A piece of the hair chip broke off when I was cleaning it, and I'm still saddened by that.
Oh,
I have to read this
Other one was
tweet
Tammy.
because all this speaking of boobs and stuff, I got to read this tweet by Az. He
Okay,
said, "Oh, so go ahead."
I was gonna say blow my screen up.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
If I can get it ready, because I'm not trying to dox myself. Because I'm
Right.
Okay. Let's see if I can get it right. Okay,
Here
so
we go.
Chun-Li,
Oh,
nice.
Yeah.
Freddy, Jerry, Christie, and Domino. So those are
Oh,
all
Domino,
by
yeah.
Shoujo.
I can only see.
Raise the camera just a little bit. There we
Yeah,
go.
there you go.
Zoom
Yeah.
in to the left.
And there's a
Stop.
Miles too.
To the left.
What,
nice
Domino?
Is that Miles?
Yeah, it's Miles. That's not
That's
a Shoujo
nice.
statue, though. That's not a Vice Shoujo statue.
Bring up the
No, I like it all the same though.
Yeah. bring up the camera again. There.
Zoom in.
And hold.
I can't go further. I'm sorry.
No,
Zoom
I
in
know you're
to the
away.
left.
I love that Chun-Li one. That's
I do too.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
a gift. That was the first one I
Oh.
got, and that was a gift, actually.
I'm trying to do this Blade Runner style.
Can I let my hand down now?
Yes, you're
Yeah.
all set. Thank you for
Okay.
sharing.
Yeah.
All my Marvel, DC,
I
indie
was-
/ comic skate / look at the books all there. So, it's right in front of my Hot Wheels, such like that. So.
Yeah.
I was gonna, speaking of boobs and stuff, Az just put up a great tweet.
Sorry, went into that. I blame Eric. Blame Eric.
Thank you. That's,
He
I accept
says,
blame.
He says, I had a dream last night that someone I know was having their boobs played with by an ent. What I have learned from this is never watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy and then fall asleep watching porn again. Also, sort that one out, psychotherapist.
That's funny. That's funny.
Ent played with someone's boobs.
Boobs.
Oops.
I love Az.
Yeah.
I don't watch him enough. You know, it's weird because, okay, I had lunch with Thomas Gilkey last week, and we were shooting the shit about content, because when you're a content creator, you usually focus a lot on your stuff and producing your own stuff. And then comes life. And then comes your spare time in which to watch shows. And I've noticed that I'm not watching the same channels as I used to. Like the big name shows, I don't watch them a lot because I feel like my metrics are valuable, and I'd rather spend that on smaller creators, such as myself, who need those views and need the watch time and need the metrics more. So I'm very happier watching.
I said this on a draw stream last night on Friday night that because I know that Rings of Power is such a big topic right now. And I'm not hating anybody for wanting to make Tuesday content, make that money, but there's only a certain few channels I'm willing to watch that will cover Rings of Power, just because the same opinions kind of tend to gel in and kind of gel together, and it's like, okay, it's this kind of the same talking point. So
it's the gelatinous cube of fandom.
It's gelatinous cube, and it's this is the new last Jedi. So
it's the Last Jedi. Yeah, I put up a tweet of that saying, this is the Last Jedi of fantasy. Here we go. But I understand where everybody's like coming from, where they want to cover this and
I do too.
Tell what they don't like. Well, I completely cool with that. But it's difficult for me to sit there and listen to it too much because I've never watched it.
Exactly, and it's just like you hear the same thing. You start hearing kind of the same talking points over and over again. It's like, okay, one person already covered it. I probably don't need to listen to another person saying the same thing. No hate against them.
Of course not. I understand.
Yeah, I mean, because we all share from the same we all kind of met up. I'm pretty sure we all met through like the live chats of FNT or Doomcock Show or or a G&G or anyone out there. You know what I mean?
OG High Council. That was back in the early days of Jeff.
I missed all that too. I mean, geez, I wish I saw all that. The high watermark of the Fandom Menace. I mean, because that was some interesting shit.
Yeah. It was the only like criticism I'll watch of Rings of Power was when just some guy does it.
Yes, JSG does it excellently.
And when Nerd Cookies does explanations on the lore that she thinks that are being bastardized.
For me, it's JSG. It's Gary, of course. It's George, the Giant Slayer, and a stream that I listened to with Arwen Avalon and Darth Arlena called Shield Maidens. That's pretty much what I go to.
Because there's so many Tolkien fans online right now. They're all every one of them knows the lore more than any of us, and even the ones like Nerd of the Rings and OneRing.net are seeing how they're trying to say they love this show, but you could just tell it's not
working. It's just it's like I've noticed that I haven't heard a peep out of the OneRing.net ever since they've been going after different channels, and I'm like, I don't see that show lasting more than at least like 2 seasons.
They just look what they did to Wheel of Time.
Has that been canceled yet?
No. One last season.
Oh, and don't forget Az.
Okay.
One last season, and then they're canceled.
Because I watch a lot of Chrissy Marr. I fucking love her.
Chrissy Marr,
I think she's adorable. I love Simpcast. I love seeing I love the gang that she gets for Simcast. I mean, I don't follow her Compound Media stuff. I'm like, but it's like
she's a natural at hosting as well
she's
too.
really good at this.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, I really like her rack too.
You know, she's
who
really
doesn't?
I got to meet her at Fan Expo
her
Boston.
skits.
She's really awesome. Yeah.
She's performing in Orlando on the 27th while I'm there.
Oh, I
her
hope you get to
skits
go.
had me. Her skits had me dying, especially the Jin Saki one.
Yeah, she's fucking
Oh
hilarious.
God, yeah,
Who,
that was great.
who was it?
Jin Saki,
Jen
Biden's,
Saki bit.
I
Biden's
also like who's
The
the
Frost bits. I mean,
who's
the Frost one was perfect.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Frost who's the movie reviewer? I'm drawing a blank on her name.
Her name is
Grace
the blonde
Randolph.
woman.
Grace
Oh,
Randolph.
Yeah, Grace Randolph.
So
I think she really pulled FNT to a new level. I really appreciate her because she's like the resident normie,
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
and I think that's important energy to have. Not
And,
just girl energy in there too, but
I'll brag a bit. You guys already know this story, but I was on her show and
yes,
got to translate for her.
yes, the translator.
Did you hear about this, Mechany?
No, I did not.
Oh, tell the story.
There you go. There you go.
All right.
We got Japanese
I'm gonna tell the
dubs
story.
right here. We got Japanese subs here.
I'm gonna tell this story for the
Subs.
umpteenth time,
Oh,
but
yes.
this is after she first basically came on to Friday Night Tights. She'd been on there for just a bit, and then so I started following her on Twitter because I thought she was hilarious. And then she throws up this thing that's like, "Hey, do any of you guys out there know how to speak Japanese?" And without even like thinking about it, I wrote back to her and said, "Yeah, I could speak Japanese." And then she was like, "Okay, DM me." And so I DM'd, like I sent her a mail on Instagram. I couldn't send her one on Twitter because she wasn't following me. And then I sent her one on Instagram, and I never got a reply. So I was just like, no, whatever. And then yeah, like a few weeks, I think it was like a week or something had passed by, and oh, look at that. And I didn't hear back from her, and I was just like, okay, so I guess. Yeah, I guess that was that. Maybe she found somebody who could do it better, and maybe professional. And so I didn't think much of it. And then I was teaching at a nursery school, and I looked at my phone. I was like wanting to listen to some YouTuber on my way back home because it's like a nice 50-minute drive. And I saw that she was streaming, and I saw that she had a Japanese guest. So I just pulled over at at a convenience store, and I looked at the guest. I went, "Oh no, okay, all right, I'll do it." So I sent her. I put in the chat in her chat as like because I saw that the Japanese person was kind of struggling with the English, and Chrissy was kind of being quiet as well. So I was like, okay, they need somebody to get in there to spice in this show up. And so I wrote in the chat, it's like, "Hey, Chrissy, I wrote you on
hit you on the DM."
Yeah,
Slide into your DMs.
I got something to show you guys after this story, but I said, "Hey, if you need some help, I can hop on and help you." And she's like, "Oh yes." So she had her producer send me a link, and then I got onto the stream, and the guest was a Japanese woman who lives in the States, someone whose work I had seen before, maybe at 5-minute increments. But yeah, ended up being a porn star, Japanese porn star.
So what do you mean to tell me? So you mean to tell me this is the only time that the dubs actually beat the sub? So you should have gotten a Japanese voice actress for that. I'm saying.
So
come on.
I was like, oh my god! I was like, what kind of like conversation are we gonna have here? What am I gonna be translating? And I was nervous as fuck, but yeah, ended up having a good time. Yeah, she's just a down to earth lady.
I just had this. I'm sorry. I just had this image in my mind of Friday Night Tights as an anime with Japanese subs. I'll be like, oh god,
Yeah.
that a heartbeat.
I can see it.
I think I got the wrong takeaway from your story. The takeaway that I got was that basically it takes you about 5 minutes to fap.
Exactly. There you go. That's right there, Chapo.
Just checking, because you said you'd only watched her videos in about 5-minute increments, and I was like,
correct.
I'm not sure if that's the image I want in my head, but it's there now.
It's there, and
Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Jeffo. Thank you.
Just wanted to share.
Yeah.
Sharing is
All
caring.
right, guys. Speaking of share, I just checked my Twitter and I had a mail here from the lovely Sherry. So I have to pop this up here.
Hey,
Be
Sherry.
prepared.
Hello.
Be prepared.
Be prepared.
Be prepared. Sorry.
What was I going to here we go. Let me get this all into order. It is 1:30 in the morning here.
Indeed.
I am working on.
He's working on solar batteries.
Basically right now, and it was a cloudy and rainy day today. So
it's a new technology. It's a new technology. Hasn't been invented yet.
How
That's
did
how
this
he's able to
go? Where did it go? Okay,
The electric pencil, right?
What you know?
The solar
That's
powered
a movie I
flashlight.
watched
I was like,
today, too.
dude, I would love a
That's
pigment. I would love a pigment pen that just like switches out tips at any moment. Just like,
Ooh.
Yeah.
what tip? Boom. We're gonna go
Where did
0.5,
it go?
switch over 0.35, point. Here you go. I was like, oh, there you go.
There you go. Some nanites and an actual Bluetooth, and you'll be all set.
Where the hell
There
did the
you
image go?
Repeatographs kind of do that, but it's not as easy.
Also,
Go ahead. Sorry.
Also, a funny thing, Jinja, is that I have a ink blot on my stain, or ink stain on the picture itself, right where her hip is.
Yeah.
And the main reason is I finally learned how to refill. I know how to
you finally
refill,
did
and it accidentally, when I squeezed it, it accidentally gives a huge block.
Don't squeeze it so hard there, huh?
No, but I know how to officially refill ink on this. So
Okay. I thought that you had started to try to do like 4 or 5 months ago, right?
I did, and now I figured it out. I was like, okay, so that's how you do it. So
Speaking of figure it out, I just figured out how to share this. Here we go, guys.
Here we
Prepare
go.
your eyes.
All right.
This is from the lovely Sherry, who's been on a meme spree,
Don't
guys.
look, Marion.
She's been on a meme
Cover
spree.
your eyes. It's too pure. It's not for the faint at heart.
Okay.
Oh.
My precious!
My precious is.
It's fun.
Oh.
Thank
Now I
you,
miss
Sherry.
just some guy's Gollum. He does a spot on
Who's
Gollum.
the girl on the right? Oh wait,
That's Grace Randolph.
No, the
on
right
on
is
the right.
Morphin Clark.
It's
Guy
God.
Guy Ladriel.
Guy Landry.
Galadriel.
Yeah. Guy Landry.
Okay, here's a saving grace. We all know that she grows up to be, Kate Blanchett.
Yeah.
All right, so maybe this is just the awkward teenage phase when she's just unlikable and insufferable, like most teenage girls are.
But this is a thing with Galadriel was a sorceress. She was never a warrior.
But this is the Amazon universe, and it wasn't made for you.
Yeah,
This is the Amazon verse.
Yeah,
it's Amazon verse. I mean, hey,
Yeah.
we've been trained. Now we are all trained to believe in a multiverse, and this is an alternate Middle Earth.
I'm so sick of multiverses.
I'm
man.
sorry. That used to be a cool thing, and that used to be kind
It's
of thing
not
that got me
anymore.
into
Yeah.
comics.
Yeah,
Got me
before the
back into
normies got
comics,
their
but now I'm
paws on
like,
it.
Yeah, I've never been pissed off at astrophysicists more than I have with this multiverse shit. They should just take it back. Say, no, we were wrong.
I do
We were
believe
wrong.
in multiverses.
Oh yeah, it's a cool concept, and it could be real. But
You know, Eric could probably have a different race in
That's
another
fine.
timeline. You know, this is-
Yeah.
Hello.
there we go.
I really hated that. I think it was like the new Dark Crisis where they explained they had an entire panel explaining the omniverse on PC.
and
That might have
you know,
been. Was
with,
that the latest issue of Flashpoint Beyond with Mr. Miracle on the TV show?
Mr.
Do you know what I
Terrific.
think? Remember,
Mr.
here,
Terrific.
I'll
Yeah,
just-
Mr.
I'll
Terrific.
draw- I'll put
Yes.
I'll put
Yeah.
here,
Yeah,
I'll do
that
the-
was
I'll
the
do
one.
a low angle. I'll do a low angle here.
Yeah,
That's
and-
what
Up
as long as I can see it. That's the problem. They got to make sure I'm seeing.
Yeah, that was the one I was taught. That was
Yeah.
the one I was
And
thinking.
it spoiled the
There you
end
go.
of
There
Dark
you go, low
Crisis.
angle.
Well, and it's got
Low
four. He's got
angle.
3 issues to go. 4 issues to go.
Yeah, it's like, God.
Isn't that wonderful? What a great time to be a DC Comics fan. Like I'm
think
buying.
You know what? I think what it is, and I hate to say it, I think what
Yeah.
ruined the multiverse for me was Spider-Verse. Like I
Yeah.
think as much as I love Into the Spider-Verse, I really do, but the more it was just like they just took that idea, just ran away with it because they're just like, okay, we have multiple, despite the fact that there's a lot of Spider-Man that I do like. There's a lot of multiple Spider-Man, and it just completely just downplays the significance of Peter being the real Spider-Man, you know.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
now I'm
there's
seeing that Marvel's run away with it, and that everybody, I feel like, and I'm kind of with, I am with Eric on this one, is that, you know, back in the day, multiverses used to be cool because of the
Wicked cool.
possibilities and such, but now it feels like it's used as an excuse.
Yeah. It's a crutch.
It's a crutch, yeah.
Definitely, without a doubt.
It's weak sauce.
It's like I love it. It's like yeah, it's like if it gets to the point where we're just like we're all making like multiple stories, it's like points where we're all making like multiple different stories. Say like Jinja has a second book, I got like 2 books or something like that.
or in
They're all separate. They're all their own separate universe. They never cross over.
Yeah. Or in T. Franklin's case, make her the hero as a Spider-Man.
I can't. I can't. Okay, so it's. I feel like that the whole gay Spider-Man one, I think that was pandering. The T. Franklin disabled one is even more egregious. So I'm just like, I can't tell which one is probably more disingenuously offensive. And I'm like, really? It's like swinging around with your crutches as a.
No, doesn't make sense.
I'm sorry.
And on top of that,
it's just there's some things I understand. It's comic book. I understand it's comic books. Comic books get you ridiculous amounts there, but it's just one of those moments where it's just like, okay, step back here. This doesn't even make any sense, even when you're trying to talk about it. It doesn't.
And on top of that, she's LGBTQ.
Whatever. Yeah.
Cherry on the top.
But
I mean, yeah.
The characters are going to be forgotten. It is going to be forgotten. It is going to fall by the wayside after their moment moment in the sun. It is going to fall by the wayside. They're going to be forgotten. I think this problem is most of the characters. It feels that a lot of characters created nowadays are just very forgettable. It's like there's not even enough significance to be like angry about or offended about. It's just nothing.
Can I ask an honest question here? Do you guys think that is there a possibility that there's going to be another character that comes out of comic books that is going to be on the scale of like Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, or anything like that?
Or who was the last one to have that kind of power? Was it Logan? Was it Punisher? Was it? Who was the last big superstar?
I don't think so. Like, no offense, no hate towards ISOM or Cyberfrog. I just don't think that they're going to hit that level of cultural impact. No hate, and I'm just saying that they're probably not going to hit that level of cultural impact.
I don't
feel
like
like
it's
on a
necessary
certain,
to do it.
It's not necessary. True.
On a certain level, that's almost an impossible question because the thing with things like Batman and stuff too is Batman has 70 years of background.
Exactly.
Unless somehow like Cyberfrog or Isom or something else that comes along out of the indie circle just gets
a phenomenon that just
hypothetically, like if those in Comicsgate, like if EVS passed away at some point, not like, even if it was in like 20 years and like they're like, yeah, we're going to pick up the torch of this character and we're going to do what we can and we're genuinely going to honor the character and the lore. Like maybe then we can start seeing that happen, but like I don't know. It's like
even Common America, great books. It's just I just don't think they're gonna. And they do have some. They're gonna hit. They do have some cultural impact. Don't get me wrong. It's not going to be on the level of say a Batman, Superman, or Spider-Man, where it just defied. Where it just defied a generation or defied multiple generations.
Yeah,
and also keep in mind with kind of those characters is that not only do they have 70+ years of stories behind them and history and legacy, it was also a case of just the product of their time. They became timeless, It was a case of just like, you think like Bill Finger or Joe Shuster or even Steve Ditko, they were probably at the right place in the right time when that happened.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
And they became timeless.
Yeah, the last character I could think of that became just as popular as either a Batman or a superhero or a Superman would be Spawn. Because
that's a good
That's
call.
a good point. That's a good one. Yeah.
I could totally see
Yeah.
Spawn being a timeless.
Yeah, because when it came
Working
out,
right now.
when it came out, it just hit the ground running.
Do you see
That's
that
true.
with
That's a good
any
one.
of the new characters from DC or Marvel? Do you see that they're
No.
not, I don't see them becoming timeless. I just really don't. I don't see them like
I mean-
I don't see it aging well. I guess those kind of gimmicks, those kind of approaches that they went for with their books, those aren't going to age well in like 10 years.
Who
or
will
even
mourn
5
for
years.
Somnus?
Yeah.
I mean,
you know?
who's
Do you
going to
know
remember?
who Somnus is? Do you even care?
Insomnius?
No, Somnus. He's
I'm
one of the
joking.
new.
I was making a play with the name. Sorry.
Who will mourn Somnus when it is? You know. Do you? Okay, raise your hand if you know who Somnus is.
I don't know
I
who
can't
they
see you,
are,
but
so I
don't
have no
worry.
idea.
Exactly, it's one of the newer X-Men. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I look at Miles and it's like Miles may have the staying power, but it's not going to end up being timeless. His stories are just not going to be as timeless.
Yeah,
And I think it's just whatever, and then all of it comes down to is what is the legacy that you're leaving behind.
Well, I don't know if I've heard this, but I feel like something that I would say about Miles that I like is I feel like
I
Miles.
do like Miles. I really do.
Well, so here's the thing. I like Miles, but I would argue Miles is style over substance in that what makes Miles
There's not enough
interesting
substance.
is basically the look. Like
Mm.
I
His
like
outfit?
the black
costume?
and red is bitchin'. Like
Yes.
I don't mind the Jordans, although sure it's a
It
stereotype.
will become iconic. It will become an
but
iconic
like
look. So
it's a cool, it's a kick-ass look. But the problem is it's kind of wasted on a derivative character.
Yeah.
So because I would own, I don't have any now, but like I know what's the Hot Toys has a Miles Morales, and I would seriously consider getting it because it looks so fucking awesome.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, well, and that's the same thing. It's like you look at characters like Miss Marvel and such like that. It's like
Mocking your little bust of Miles is just that's the comic accurate one. And I like that. I love that outfit.
When you force a character to be popular, they're not going to last long. They don't have that strong staying power.
I mean,
You
who's
can't
going to
force
remember?
it. It's something that you can't force. It's something.
Yeah, who's going to remember Captain America of the Railways?
Hey, we've already forgotten. We forgot. We thank you for reminding us, dude. We all did memory hold that until you brought it up.
Oh God! Oh yeah, the whole United States of Captain America. I was like,
yes,
it's just. It was
we've
like
already
no
memory
point
hold
behind
that.
it.
Yeah.
It was like I didn't understand the premise. I was like, okay, his shield is stolen, and he has to go on a road trip with Bucky and John to retrieve it back.
And let me guess, it was underneath his pillow the entire time.
Yeah, exactly. I think Perch. If I could just detour just a little bit, Perch made a great video about that yesterday.
Really?
About the whole
search for the shield.
Sorry. No, but Perch made a great video that yesterday explaining is like with Captain America, the only stories that they can be able to write nowadays is Captain America questioning his country and such.
Yeah.
And it's like they're too afraid to like it's like they'd be too afraid to seen as military or right-wing propaganda when it's like it's clearly not. Like a lot of his best stories aren't like that at all.
Yeah. And one of the things that that pisses me off about this is that they had Sam Wilson go from being the Falcon to Captain America. Even though he was great as the Falcon, he had his own identity. He was his own person. He wasn't riding the coattails off somebody else.
He had a Mego toy in the early 70s.
Exactly.
There is a Mego toy of Sam Wilson, the Falcon. That's awesome.
I was like, hell, look at what's going on with what was it, the Halle Berry Little Mermaid trailer right now. Someone made an excellent observation. I'm like, it's not just the fact that it's like, why can't you make a story featuring, you know, black characters and stuff? And it's like, you have an entire country filled with mythology and lore that you can make great films off of. Why aren't you using that? And what I'm talking about is African lore, African mythology.
There's a
treasure trove.
I remember.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I remember GSG's had a video about some activists on Twitter saying that it's good to race swap if it's a white character with a black character. But if they're going to do it with Western mythology, but
why not do it with African mythology?
But why don't they just do it with African mythology?
Make an African story.
Man, there's this. I don't know if you guys have read the fantasy books. I'm trying to find the names here. It's basically it involves it involves dragons, but it's I don't want to say it's like Africa, but it sounds like it's Africa, but all of the characters are black, and it's just a really, really, really cool fantasy book, and I'm like, they should totally be making this into a movie right now.
Yeah, exactly. I get that. You know, we're all used to European fairy tales and folklore, but there's so many more than that.
Yeah,
you know.
Check it out. It's called The Rage of Dragons. Have you guys heard of it before?
No.
Yeah, check it out. The Rage of Dragons. The first book I really enjoyed. The second book I've only read once. I kind of like the second book. Felt like it was kind of delving into something that was a little bit I don't know, but I still enjoyed it. But the first book was really, really, really good.
Yeah.
Really good joy to read.
It reminds me of like with what the Game Journal say. They went after the creators of Ghost of Tsushima, Shenmue, and Stray. They went after Ghost of Tsushima because they did a Japanese epic, samurai epic, but it was a Western studio.
Yeah, and except it was so lovely praised that the developers are now the ambassadors of the island of Tsushima. So
yeah, and Sifu was based off Hong Kong action movies.
Yes.
Yet journalists attacked them because they say that it's so underderivative that all white studio should be doing a
an Asian
game.
was like, you
Yeah,
can't do that. That's kind of
yeah.
racist when you bring that up, actually,
Yeah.
because it's like, okay, so we can't.
Yeah, and then
So
there
it can't
and
be
then
treated. We can't honor it. We're not allowed to like.
and with Stray, they got pissed off because one of the robots was wearing a straw hat.
So
Yeah, that's what I got mad at. It's like they're mimicking the humans that lived in that city, and one of them would wear what most likely they were all types of people living in that all types of people from the world living in that underground city. Most of them would be wearing a straw hat, and they're saying, all they're saying is that Western developers should only do Western style games, but
bologna sausage.
Yeah.
What the hell I want.
And so
I'll
you're
create
saying
whatever I want.
You don't have to agree to that. This is where this is
Don't
how to
agree
stop
to
them.
that.
and
Don't
they're-
agree to it.
Create
That's
what
it.
you want to
No.
create.
and so
That's it.
yeah, so with their kind of theory, Japanese developers should only make samurai games.
Yeah,
Correct.
exactly. It's just like I make. It's just yeah. It is. It is
Look at the
word.
Dark
It's just like
Souls.
like
Look
and
at
my,
the
who-
Dark
yeah.
Souls series.
And
Like,
I have a question. What war did they win? Because usually only the victors of war get to dictate terms.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm not going to deny my work as a heavily, and I mean heavily, Asian art influence. Heavily,
Mhm.
not just anime, but Asian art influence. Period.
Yeah, well, me,
Heavily
Ukiyo-e,
inspired
dude.
by that. I'm not
Ukiyo-e
gonna-
was a huge inspiration. We never had this conversation when I
Never
was in
had this
art
conversation.
school.
Never had this problem. That's the thing I'm so terrified of the most when it comes to this, culture war BS and stuff like that. It's like it getting to the point where I'm not even allowed to write or even draw the characters I want to draw because they have to look like me. They have to be like me. And this is the thing. That's the problem I see with. That's the problem where I'm seeing with like Marvel and DC is just like this feeling of segregation. It's like only the blacks can write the blacks, only the gays can write the gays. It's like only the women can write. It's like
if you
I mean, how can there is no balance because there is an authenticity and a genuineness that it lies at the kernel of that intention. Is like you want to have authentic voices, creating authentic stories, and but then there's something else to it too.
It's so hollow, but that's so hollow though, because it's like even because it's proven, because I think it's been proven over and over again that even people who aren't of the exact race that of the characters that they're writing can still make authentic stories.
Yeah, and also to identify with people who are not you. I mean,
exactly.
Last week, 2 weeks ago, once again, like white people stop using people of color and for your animated GIFs, and I'm like, no,
digital blackface, fuck
off. And I'm like,
off.
I disagree with that. I don't agree with that, and because some days I identify with I'm a white straight pacifist, and some days I identify with Omar from The Wire. A gay black gunman.
I have a straight black male, and I use mostly women as my gifts.
Yeah,
I'm kidding. I use mostly women as my gifts.
Look at what the entire thing with the voice acting, what they did to the voice acting community.
I love that suit. That's the cat suit. It's a badass. It's a cat suit in game. Yeah. That is a really cool suit. I like the hoodie and such like that. I like the headphones and everything. It's a really cool suit.
Pretty cool too. Yeah, the Spider Cat got a lot of mileage out of it, right?
Yeah, the Spider Cat really got mileage.
It is adorable though. It's adorkable. Yeah. It's kind of like got a Grogu kind of thing to it. You know what I mean? And
well, the difference is it's not like in your face. They don't like. It doesn't stay out its welcome, I guess you could say. It doesn't wear its welcome out.
Well, cats are very popular. I mean, look at Stray. It's one of the best. Well,
it's one of the best. Women, dude.
There's a lot of mods in Stray. In fact, it's like, okay, you can make Spyro the Dragons. Like you could mod it to have your own whoever your personal house cat is. I was like, that's cool. I was like,
and that's the thing. You're just playing a cat. That's doing cat mannerisms.
Yeah, and it's actually engaging. It actually comes off as very fun and engaging too. It's just like,
yeah. And there are so many videos of people who have their own cats reacting to the gameplay. It's just so funny.
It is. It's like it creates good content. It's like, and there's no like racial barrier or breed barrier either. It's just like people having fun and just enjoying this. Let people be able to create what they want to create, and that's why it's like I take. And like I said, the whole segregation thing is that's why I take a personal stance. Is like, I was like, most of the characters I create aren't of my own race or of my own skin or even my own gender either. It doesn't. You should never feel that. And I know it sounds crazy coming from me, but it's just I don't ever want to go to that future where it feels like I have to be tied down by only allowing to draw a black male like myself or someone like myself. It's like things that you don't think we can identify as like BS. One of my favorite characters of all time, Peter Parker, will always be one of my all-time favorite characters because that's the life that everybody lives and everybody can resonate. It's just that feeling of just trying to get by. It's just that,
hey guys, I don't want to burst everybody's bubble here, but it's almost 2:00 in the morning here for me.
Indeed.
And I think I'm going to wind this down here if that's all right.
That's fine.
Catch me some Z's and wake up early tomorrow and
you only got 24 hours. Come on.
In my younger days, this old man.
Hey, I got a kickoff in about 11 minutes.
Oh, that's right. Game time. Yeah,
Patriots are at Miami.
There you go. Well, so I'll let everybody give a little bit of a. We'll start with. I'm going to start with. Let's go with. We'll start from the order that people arrived. So we'll go with Eric first. Would you like to do a little bit of a spiel?
Hello, everybody. America O'Sullivan, Reverend Sully, ordained on the internet. And I love to talk about comic books. I talk about comic books every day. I've talked about comic books every day for all year, and I will for the rest of the year. I use this 365 days book for its intended purpose. I open it up to today's date. We look at some comic book art. We read the blurb, and then we talk about comic books. And everyone's welcome at this table. Bring a cup of coffee or whatever you're drinking. Pull up to this coffee table. Let's talk comic books. It's the history of publication. It's the history of art. It's American history as well. In a very big time, right after the Dust Bowl and the Great Depression, children had something they never had before: pocket change, and they for 10 to 12 cents were able to spend it on these new adventures. And these have endured until today. It's been 82 years and counting. So come aboard. That's my spiel.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Like
Perfect.
and subscribe.
All right.
Thank
Next,
you.
we'll go with Juan.
Really?
Bandito Bane.
Hey, my name is Bandito Bane. I'm an all-around nerd. I love many things, from comic books to video games. Right now, I'm writing a comic book called Crypt Whisperer, and if anybody wants to help me out with the editing and toss around some ideas, email me at bombermanefx@gmail.com, or look me up on Twitter at Bandito Bane, or even my Facebook at Bandito Bane.
All right. Thanks there, man, Juan. Appreciate you always coming on here. Let's go with, in order of appearance, we'll go with Jaffo. Let me turn full screen here.
What's up?
What's up?
I love how Jaffo is at 60 frames per second. It's like it's smooth.
I feel like I'm watching like a.
Is it too fast? Is it weird?
No, I love it. I'm like, I love how smooth I love it. It's like it's 60 frames per second.
Your line work reminds me of. I'm trying to place it here. Brain's not working really well right now, but it reminds me of some Albrecht Dürer wood carvings. Some of his.
He's a
what
big
you call it.
influence.
Really?
Most of my influences are dead because they can no longer move their tongues, so it's pretty useful.
I like that. All right, McEnany.
What's going on, everybody? I am. Let me adjust my camera here. Let's see if we can verify. I am McEnany90, artist, journeyman, and illustrator. I see Phil TMNT in the chat. How's it going, Phil? Yeah, so I am going to be. This is kind of week number 3 of kind of no McEnany live, but I might go live later on today to finish up this piece. I will be working on this during the Sunday Culture Review on Coach Casino's channel, and then this will be the focus for tomorrow's my weekly video series, Maki Sketch Diary, where I spend the entire year. My goal is to finish every single page in this sketchbook. Every single page. And I go through each one. I do it as a video. Think of it as like a little life blog for me, a video blog where I go and talk about just what goes on in my life, just stuff that goes on around me, and just my own art tips, thoughts, opinions, such like that. But yeah, this is what I want to thank you guys, as I'm officially on page 28. We're near 30 pages in so far, and I've made so many videos, and every page has been a video. Each page is a video, and I am so happy to see that my sketch diary videos are gaining traction. Like they really are kind of helping to kick up the algorithm on YouTube, and I can't thank you guys enough for that. Of course, I can't thank y'all enough for the 1K milestone and monetization. We'll be back. McEnany Live Season 8 will be late September, and I will turn on. I am working on channel memberships right now, so we'll have channel badges, emotes, the whole shebang. I have a lot to look forward to in the as the weather starts to cool down and we're getting into the fall. I'm very much looking forward to it. So thank you as always, Jinja. Thank you for having me.
Oh, man, thank you, man, for always popping on here. I appreciate it, bud. And congrats with all of the monetization. Hopefully the membership goes well, and the sketchbook is looking awesome, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah, way to go.
Yeah.
I don't know if Tom, did you want to say anything?
No, just happy to be here listening to y'all. No, honestly, Juan and Eric, I'm a little late to the conversation, but you guys shared some stories about PTSD and just how it's affected people. And Juan, your story, I think it was your brother, you said.
Yeah.
Just I can relate to all that stuff. So thanks for sharing that story. And didn't really want to put myself out there, but hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all deal with things different ways, and I haven't really talked to you, Jaffo, or McInerney before, but very cool on your sketchbook and your success on YouTube. Congratulations.
Thank you.
But yeah, just good to be here with you guys.
Likewise.
Thanks for
Same
having me, James. Great
Yeah,
stream.
man. Well, it wasn't me. It was all you guys.
Aw.
I just sit here.
Oh shucks, you're just saying that to be nice.
I was just saying it. I am the shit.
And check out
James is the
check out the
fluffer of the
Indiegogo
art
link.
community
Yeah,
on
I was gonna
YouTube.
do that at the here on the outro. I'll yeah, here we go. So again, we've got our campaign. I'll share the screen right here. We've got 23 days left on it here. I'm going to put some more images and things up here in this section. I need to do a little bit of work on here, but Tom's been really great at Roger Ryder here at getting this all set up. He's been doing a lot of hard work behind the scenes, and I just need to get my ass in gear and get it all finished and ready for you guys to have it in your hands. For those of you who have backed us, we've got we're still working on some goodies to include within the orders as well. What else was I going to talk about here? Yeah, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Charlie Cox, plays Daredevil. Said he doesn't think that slapstick Daredevil would work. Not with his character. I don't think that's truthful enough to the source material. Good on him.
Yeah.
So Charlie Cox. Yeah.
Thanks for going up by your principles.
I'm hoping Born Again lives up to its name.
Yep. Some people have morals.
One thing I was looking forward to in that show, man.
One of the greatest things from the MCU period.
Dude, that first season is insane. Yeah. All right, guys. But thank you all for everybody out in the chat. Thanks hanging out.
Thank you so much.
And,
thank you.
All right, we'll see you around.
Yeah, see you around next Sunday then.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Awesome.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Bye.
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 All right, I'm signing off. Have a good week, gentlemen.
You know we're still live, right?
Yes, we are.
I'm gonna end it right now.
Right now.
Bye.